Hello, friends. Hello. I did not expect to be here, but we'll go for a little while. This this isn't sped up, Mr. Tato. This is the original recording. Not only is this a phenomenal song musically, but the lyrics are really special as well. This is Bruce Hornsby in the range. This is Bruce Hornsby. I strongly encourage you to look up the lyrics if you've never really listened to them or looked at them. That's just the way it is. 64 to give those away, but it only goes so far as the lotto change another when all they see in irons is the line on the color. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change. That's just the way it is. No, Taco, I'm not singing. This is Bruce Hornsby. Jesus, I wish I could sing like this. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, let's see what we got here. Welcome in, guys. Saturday night. I don't know how long will be long, but what we got here? Pac-Man, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
29, Wisconsin.
Okay. Do you want to discuss one of the subjects that I have above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
Bro, I listen to your live quite a bit, and I just want to know, like, are you always so angry because you're like 5'5" or what?
No, I'm 5'11". I'm angry because idiots like you voted for Donald Trump.
Hit the gym, brother.
Cool. Fuck off. No, I mean that's pretty much it. Scorch, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hey, yeah,
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
25 in California.
Okay. Do you want to discuss one of the subjects I have above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
Uh, yeah, I would say that I don't think ICE is a domestic terrorist group.
Okay. Cool. Well, what do you want to say about it?
Well, I wanted to ask, why do you think it is?
Because they fit the definition of a terrorist group?
Can you tell me what do they do that fits that description?
Do you know what the definition of terrorism is?
Terrorism, committing some act of violence for some political or religious gain or whatever.
You're sort of close. It's the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. So there's a couple of qualifiers in there, right? That kind of make it a little more keyed in, right? So generally against civilians, then unlawful violence and intimidation. So it can't be like soldiers in war aren't necessarily committing terrorist acts, right? We don't term it that. They can commit other crimes like war crime, but we don't call it terrorism. Okay, so when you look at what ICE is doing, they fall into that category.
But can you give me like some examples?
Oh, well, I mean, sure. I mean, they've done a lot of unlawful things so far. I mean, just last week, a judge in Minnesota found that they had violated 94 different court orders. So, I mean, that's just in Minnesota right there. So
that's terrorism.
No, I'm telling you that they're doing something unlawful, right? I'm pointing you to the unlawful part. Then they're also they're using violence and intimidation against people. Also,
but they're only doing that.
Oh, did you not want me to explain it? Okay, what would you like?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say they're only using violence against people who are what'd you say? Getting in their way while they're doing their lawful activities.
No, they're not.
Well, when have they just, I don't know, committed violence against someone?
They murdered
just for the whatever.
They murdered Renee Good when they weren't on an operation.
Well, she was trying to ram one of the agents.
Nope, and they also weren't in the middle of an operation. So ICE didn't even have any reason to go and try to drag her out of her car. So it was literally just a bunch of masked guys with guns trying to pull her out of her car for no reason. Also, no, she didn't try to hit anybody. She was trying to turn her wheel to the other direction and get away. Also, Jonathan Ross, the guy who murdered her, shouldn't have even walked in front of her car. He put himself in officer-induced jeopardy. It goes against all of their training, and it goes against all of their policies that they're not supposed to walk in front of a vehicle. Anyone who works in law enforcement will tell you when there's somebody behind the wheel of a vehicle and that vehicle is on, you don't walk in front of the vehicle or behind the vehicle, quite frankly, and he did both multiple times. Yeah. So, and again, they weren't on an operation, so really none of that matters because they weren't on an operation. So, yeah, they just straight up murdered her. Also, Alex Preddy didn't get in anyone's way and didn't do anything illegal. He was practicing his First Amendment right, and all that he did was stand in between an ICE agent who shoved a woman.
No, yeah, I mean, I agree.
Cool. So now we've now identified two different instances where ICE murdered two people in the street in cold blood. So that's unlawful violence against civilians for political aims. That's terrorism. Thanks.
Well, can I ask you something?
Sure.
Why do you have Epstein and Trump right there and have the BFFs thing?
Because they were best friends for 15 years.
I don't think so. I mean, like, giving him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm sorry. When you say you don't think so, you can not think that, but you do realize that both Epstein and Trump both said that, right? Did you realize that?
Well, let's just
no. No. Before we move on, I want you to acknowledge the fact that each of those gentlemen said that about the other person. So this isn't just me like making that up. They said that about each other.
Yeah, I know, but
okay, cool. So that's why I have it. So that's why I have it. Cool. So that's why I have it up there because they were best friends for 15 years.
All right, but what? I'm pretty sure, forget about all the sex island stuff and kids and stuff like that.
Oh, we're just supposed to forget about all of that other stuff. Cool. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Look,
hey guys, everyone, just forget about all of that stuff.
Look, forget about the pedophilia in the island. Forget about the racism.
Oh yeah,
Trump is a good guy though.
Oh yeah, forget about all those things. Cool. I think you're just trolling at this point.
No, I mean, look, just forget about the racism, right? Forget about the whole Barack and Michelle monkey.
But hey bud, you're not good at trolling.
Look,
you're not good at trolling.
Oh Lord.
And also, I just want to let you know, that is the quickest way to get yourself blocked from my platform.
Oh, fuck. Really?
Yup. Don't do that. I don't know how many times I have to say it. That'll get you blocked. Don't do it. Don't do it. Anyways, glad you guys are here. Appreciate you guys being here. Let's see what we got here. Who should we talk to? Sweet Pea, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hello?
Hi, Sweet Pea. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Can you tell me how old you are and what state you voted in, please?
I'm 50 years old in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay. You're a little bit difficult to hear. Could you maybe move closer to your phone, or I don't know, or your microphone? I don't know. It's a little difficult to hear you.
I'm in an Uber right now, so sorry. Can you hear me better?
No, it's like you're like very far away from the phone, like in a room. It's very difficult to hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I mean, a little bit better. Are you on a Bluetooth?
Yeah.
Could you turn the Bluetooth off?
Well, it's kind of hard.
Maybe you could.
Free.
Maybe when you get a chance to not be on the Bluetooth, you could come back up. Okay.
Oh wait, I'll go. I'll take it off. Hang on.
Okay.
Can you hear me better now?
That is a bit better. Thank you. Yes.
No problem.
Okay. Would you like to discuss one of the subjects that I have above, or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
Pick your poison. I mean, I'll let you pick. I'll let you pick. In other words.
Nope. That's not really how it works. I asked the guest.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can talk about anything up there.
Yes, I would like you to pick either one of the topics I have above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now.
He's doing a lot of things. I mean,
yeah.
Where should we start? Gosh, he's taking our country back, that's for sure. He's doing that. I like him for his energy policy. Want to talk about the energy policy?
Okay, what part of his energy policy do you like?
Well, you do understand the energy, it's not really a trickle down, but it is. Because once we're more independent on energy, that's going to lower prices on everything.
No, I'm sorry. Could you explain what part of his energy policy that you like?
I drill, baby, drill. We can start with that.
That's not a policy.
Well, that's what he ran on.
I understand that's what he ran on, but it's not a policy. B, we have less active oil wells now than we did 1 year ago. So obviously that's really not a thing. So yeah, I don't understand. So what? No, can you explain, like, policy wise? What has he done in the last policy wise? What has he done in the last year that you like about his energy policy?
He's making deals with OPEC. You know what OPEC is?
Yes,
you know,
yes, I understand the oil and petroleum producing countries that band together and I know what OPEC is. What deal did he make with OPEC?
Oh, he's making deals right now. It's not completed.
He's not.
you'll.
Would you like to show me any proof that he's making a deal with OPEC right now? Because this would be news to, I think, all like 800 people watching this live.
Well, just pay attention to the talks behind the scenes.
No. I mean, you seem to have some insider knowledge. So could you share like a source for that with us, please?
Oh, of course I do. I work for the federal government.
Which department?
I hear it. I'm not gonna say that.
Well, wait a second. If you have insider knowledge about something, you should probably let us know what part of the federal government you work for. Otherwise, it would be completely fucking unbelievable that you would have any knowledge about this.
Okay, then I guess you won't believe me.
Yep. No, I absolutely won't, because you could just be some fucking clerk working somewhere at a federal building in a fucking state, which means you wouldn't know shit about shit. So unless you want to inform us what you do and where you work, no, I'm not going to take your word. Also, I don't take anecdotal evidence ever. We do sources here and facts. So no offense. But anyways, yeah. So no. So anyways, since there hasn't been so. Cool. We go by actual facts here and sources. So anyways, Sweet Pea, since we don't have any source on that, no, there isn't an OPEC deal. Not one that's been announced. There's not one in talks. In fact, they rebuffed Donald Trump, just like the oil companies rebuffed Donald Trump. So, would you like to tell me something else that he's doing policy-wise for energy, or would you like to move on to another subject because this isn't going well for you?
Well, since you don't want to listen, we'll go ahead.
I've listened to everything that you've said. You just can't seem to substantiate the one thing that you've brought up.
Just remember.
I'm sorry, you can't substantiate the one thing that I don't care about any future reference. I'd like you to actually substantiate your points. I just want to have an actual conversation, not just bullshit.
Sure. Have a conversation. And you can't call it bullshit because you don't know about it. You don't know what I know.
Oh, sure I can. I can call it bullshit. By the way, also, I didn't tell you this. I work for the federal government, and I can tell you for a fact that there is no deal with OPEC.
And what organization do you work for?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to sit here and say the same thing that you are. Looks like we're at an impasse, aren't we?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's funny how that works. It's almost like if there was only a way for us to have, like third-party information that could make it easy for us to like not have this problem. Boy, that would be great, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be great?
Because I can respect you for not.
I'm sorry. What?
I can respect you. I can respect you for not telling me, and I can move on. See, that's the difference.
You don't need to respect me. I'm just pointing out to you the fact that if we use third-party sources, we don't have that problem where you and I don't have to play that game of like respecting each other or pretending to believe things or not believe things or whatever it is. We can just use actual facts instead of like stories that we tell each other. But anyways, if you'd like to, if you'd like to go tell stories to people, there's plenty of other lives like those MAGA lives where there's like 30 people in them. You can go talk to them. I've got like 8 people in the guest box right now, so I can move on to someone else unless you want to use sources. What?
I'm in an Uber.
I understand you're in an Uber.
Pull up shit. Okay?
Oh, you can. Well, of course you can. If you're in an Uber, you can just swipe out of your screen and you can go to Google. Or do you not know how to do that on your phone?
Okay, you know darn well.
What's that?
You know darn well why I'm saying Uber. So don't play stupid. You know darn
well.
Well,
then maybe, Sweet Pea, you should have done the thing that I mentioned earlier, which is come back another time when you can. Maybe the thing you should have fucking done is when I graciously said, "Why don't you come back another time when you're not in an Uber?" Because if you want to have a conversation with me, you're going to have to pull up fucking sources and not just bullshit your way through a conversation. So sorry. Feel free. I would be happy to talk to you.
Why don't we talk about
Excuse me. I would be happy to talk to you. Don't interrupt me. I would be happy to talk to you another time. If you would like, I have no problem talking to you. But if you're going to talk to me, I deal in sources and I deal in facts. So, if
Okay,
we're
what
going to have
happened in
this,
1990?
if we're going to have this conversation, I'm not going to do it with you. If you're going to
Here I
tell me,
am.
if
All
you're
not-
going to tell me that you're not going to pull up sources, I'm not going to have a conversation.
What
with you.
happened? I don't need sources. I'm going by knowledge. What happened?
No, thank you. You do need sources because I'm not going to sit here and have a conversation with Trust Me, Bro. Sweet Pea, I will gladly have a conversation with you, but please get yourself in a position where you can pull up sources. Okay? When you get to your destination, feel free to request back up. I would be happy to have a conversation with you, okay? It's pretty simple. All right, guys. Welcome on in. Saturday night. I don't know what we're doing Saturday night. We're just hanging. Oh, let's see. Oh, look. Oh, it's high school band name. This is the guy who always trolls and never requests up. Look, there he is. High school band name.
There I am.
Remind everybody how old you are and what state you're in.
30 Delaware.
30 Delaware. Okay. Great. What
Matt,
do you
I
want to
wanna
talk about?
my post that I made a couple days ago.
Yeah, I don't really
I-
care.
I-
Yeah, I don't really fucking care. If you want to discuss one of the subjects above or something else, I'll just move on. I want to talk about like the administration stuff, not your stupid post. Anyways, do you want to talk about something else or should I move on?
Well, the other day when I was in the post, you cared about.
No, I don't really care. It's not really my fault that you don't know what John Lennon's politics was and you don't know how to use his music. So, cool story, bro. Father Roman, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I didn't vote.
No. Okay. Well, cool story. Have a good one. Who do we have here? Lennox, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Lennox. Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for all the taps. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for helping out with this gift goal. Let's reset that real quick. Pick something fun. What do we do? I like this one. We'll do this one. Weird to be on a Saturday night, guys. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on. I know I don't normally do Saturday nights, but let's have some fun for a minute. Let's see. Maybe we should turn the phone. Maybe we should turn the phone line on. All right, let's see. Who we got here? Mads, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
No, I was in your live.
Oh.
I was in your live yesterday.
Okay, friend. Sorry, I didn't realize. You're all good, friend. I appreciate you. I just
No,
want.
you're good.
I just want to chat with the Trump voters. Right? I'm sorry, I didn't see you there, but I
No, you're
appreciate
good.
you.
I'll drop.
Okay, friend. Have a good one. Okay. I appreciate you, Matt. Sorry, I didn't notice you there. My bad. All right, let's see what else we got here. Danny, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How old are you? What state did you vote in?
20, New Jersey.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to discuss one of the subjects I have above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
Yeah, I'd like to discuss whatever you said about ICE above.
Okay.
The ICE is a domestic terrorist group.
Yep.
Yeah, first I just want to ask, like, what do you mean by that?
I mean exactly the statement above.
And can you explain that?
Sure. I mean, I believe that ICE is acting in the manner of a domestic terrorist group because that's by definition because by definition that's what they're doing.
All right, like because of what? Like, how are they doing that?
What do you
By your definition?
No, not by my definition. But
Like, I get you where you know what that means.
I'm
but,
sorry.
like,
I'm sorry. It's not my definition. It's the definition of terrorism.
All right.
Do you know what
So
the
what-
definition
what-
of? Do you know what the definition of terrorism is?
Yes. Can you
Cool.
say what
Explain
your
the-
definition is?
No, not my definition. The definition. So why don't you explain to
Oh.
everybody what the definition of terrorism is, since you said you know it?
Basically, killing somebody unlawfully.
No. That's
right, then
that's
what-
very reductive, and
All right, then
you're
what-
missing a
what
you're
is
missing
it?
a couple you're missing a couple of key points. So it's the unlawful use of violence or intimidation, usually against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims.
Okay.
So there's a few different conditions that need to be met to call something terrorism.
Okay. And how is ICE involved? Like, I understand there was a few situations, but ICE overall, is ICE all? Are you saying ICE is all terrorists, or only
I'm saying
some?
the-
I'm
I'm saying
confused.
I'm saying that the organization as a whole is acting in a terrorist way. Yes, the amount of violence that they're using unlawfully in against
How is it-
civilians.
how's it-
I'm
wait.
literally in the middle of a sentence, dude.
Oh, sorry. Go. Keep going. Sorry.
The amount of violence that they are using unlawfully against civilians, given their political aim, yes, it defines them as a terrorist organization. You might say to me, well, I don't think that every single ICE agent is a terrorist. Well, that's fine. You can think that, but an organization as a whole, they're acting in that manner.
Okay. How are they acting unlawfully?
They're breaking the law.
Okay. How?
Okay, for example, in Minnesota this past week, a judge found that they had violated 94 different court orders. That's one example of that they
right,
had
what
broken the
were,
law 94 different times. That's just one judge just in Minnesota. That's just
Can
one.
you name one? I'm actually curious. Can you name one example of the 94 laws? Or
Yep, it's
you
been
not know?
court orders. No, I can tell you a bunch of them. Actually, a number of them were court orders from judges saying that they had to release people that they weren't releasing, saying that they weren't providing information to people, they weren't giving due process. There had been writs of habeas corpus that weren't being followed. A bunch of different, a bunch of. Excuse me.
Like providing information. Like, what do you mean by that? I'm just curious. I don't know.
Like the court, a judge would say, you have to tell this person's lawyer where they are. Like, the Constitution of the United States. Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
Did you know that that existed? If you knew that that existed, that's a constitutional violation. Also, a judge ordering them to release somebody and then not following a judge's order, that's against the law.
All right. This is a question. So, if you're undocumented, right? Are you still under the U.S. Constitution? Real question.
Every single person on United States soil, with a few very fine exceptions, in terms of diplomats who are in their own embassies, are subject to U.S. laws. Period. The end.
Okay. All right. I have another question for you. So, under Obama's term,
Mhm.
he deported more immigrants than Trump.
Mhm.
What do you think? What do you think of that?
I don't really have
Why is
I don't
it,
I don't I'm going to
why
tell
is
you
it-
I'm going to
why
tell
is
you
it
but
an
hey bud
issue
hey
now?
bud time out.
Yeah.
Number 1, I don't really have a super strong opinion about that. I could start giving you my opinions about past presidents and the things that they did. But number 2, why are we talking about Obama? We're talking about ICE right now and the way that they operate. If you want me to give you a comparison between Obama then and Trump now, under Obama's 8 years, ICE in 8 years, in their either in operations that they were involved in or in their custody, 57 people unalived. Quite frankly, if you want my opinion about something, I think that's a lot, and I don't like that 57 people unalived over 8 years. That does not make me happy. Don't like it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In 1 year, under the Trump administration now, so from January of last year till now, 52 people have unalived that we know about in 1 year under the Trump administration.
Well, that's because there's a lot more like protesting and stuff going on.
It's not
right
about
now.
protests.
People-
We're talking about mostly people in their custody or people in raids, and we're also finding out that there might have been homicide committed.
Well, there's you know what a sanctuary city is?
Yeah, I live in one.
When Obama was president,
There were no
There were
less.
no-
there were no less.
there was a
There
lot
was no.
less.
Nope. Wrong. You're 100% wrong.
wrong.
Okay, cool. Then tell me which cities were not sanctuary cities that now are.
It was pretty much like almost everyone, I think.
Incorrect.
Like New York.
Incorrect. You're just
All
so,
the cities in
hey
California.
kid. Listen, I'm just gonna stop you right now. Either you're trolling or you are just really, really, really
right.
stupid.
All right, maybe I'm wrong. Can you show me evidence that I'm
No,
wrong? Then?
no. You made a claim. You have to back up your claim. That's how it works. It's not my job to go and prove you wrong when No, you made a claim, buddy. Your claim
And
was.
so did you.
Hey, bud. No. You made the claim first. I refuted your claim. You made the claim.
All right,
Your
so
claim
show
was.
me evidence then.
Bud, stop it. Your claim is that there were fewer sanctuary cities under Obama. Either show it or move the fuck on. Stop it, dude. These fucking kids. I can't fucking deal with these fucking kids. God, they're so fucking dumb. Or they're trolling. Which is it, dude? Are you going to show the evidence or are you going to move on? Okay. God, I guess like TikTok didn't exist when I was 20, but like, God, I wouldn't have been doing this, I don't think. At least I hope not. No. Yeah, Neely, this is weird. I agree with you. No. Maybe we can get a real conversation. I don't know. John, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yep.
Cool. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
Why are all of your viewers women?
I'm so sorry. Did you not understand the question I asked you? How old are you and what state did you vote in?
Why are all of your viewers women?
Habla español? Parlez-vous français? Do you not understand the words coming out of my mouth, or?
Are you gay?
Okay, bud. Bye. I mean, all of my viewers are women because, obviously. Also, it's like I'm pretty sure. Like if I look at my stats, it's like 55-45. It's pretty even split. I don't know, bud. Also, I'm sorry that you're jealous. If you start hosting your own lives and you didn't look like a human thumb, you too could have female viewers. Neely,
Not the thumb.
not the thumb.
Why do they all look like thumbs, man? It's crazy.
I don't know. I didn't even look at his pro. I have no idea. I didn't look at his pro. I just assumed.
I don't either.
At this point, I just assumed.
I think it's a fair assumption.
Okay, yeah.
I just wanted to point something out really quick. I can't remember who told me this, but I did look it up, and it's true. So, did you notice that guy said, "Why are all your viewers women instead of women?"
Wait, what did he say? Did I miss something? What did you say?
He didn't. He said woman instead of the plural women. He said, "Why are all your viewers woman?" So, if you pay attention, you'll notice some of them say that. It's a Groyper thing. So I don't know what stupid little secret code, it's dumber than the Let's Go Brandon garbage, but it's something, it's incel culture. And so like I noticed, I think Dom did it. There's a couple other guys who've come up, maybe that guy Luke who came up before. So pay attention though. It's an easy way to know what their stupid angle is. So
Okay.
that's all.
Well, thanks, Neil. I appreciate it. That's a good one to know. I didn't notice it, but now I will be I'll be thinking about it. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Will you drop me down? I don't know how.
I got you. W is for Neely.
Thank
W is
you.
for Armaz. I appreciate you, friend. Have a good one.
Thanks,
All
Matt.
right, bye. W's for all of our mods. We do really appreciate our mods. Thank you, mods. Let's see here. Well, what is this? Luke, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How old are you? And what state did you vote in?
I'm 22. I'm from Oregon.
Okay. Do you want to discuss one of the subjects above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
You said MAGA isn't Christian. Well, I'm MAGA, and I would say I'm Christian. I'm not the most in tune with the scripture, and I need to be a little bit better about following Jesus's exact words and his life path.
Yeah,
But
I'll stop you. I'm not talking about people individually. I'm talking about the movement as a whole, as in the policy that they enact
okay.
and the laws they pass, and they're just decidedly against the teachings of Jesus Christ.
Why would you say that?
Because it's literally against everything that Jesus taught in the Gospels.
How would that make sense? I don't quite see the two things you're trying to drop here, buddy. I think you're just caught up in your own little world right now. But
Oh,
that's okay.
okay,
Go
cool.
ahead.
Well, since you're a Christian, can you explain to me in the Gospels what did Jesus Christ preach to his followers and the people that came to see him speak?
A lot of things.
What can kind of give me the tent poles, the main ones?
Like don't steal, don't murder, don't
Nope.
sin,
No,
don't lie.
those are the 10 Commandments, you idiot. I'm
Yeah,
talking
those
about
are
what
things
did
he preached.
No, he didn't. Those are the 10 Commandments. What did Jesus teach? He taught very different things.
He taught people to be good people. I mean, it's quite simple,
Right.
actually. He taught people to
Exactly. By
respect
doing
people
what?
and
He
to
taught
love
people to
people.
be exactly to respect and love people by feeding the hungry, by helping the poor, by taking care of the sick, by welcoming the stranger in a strange land. He said that it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter the gates of heaven. Jesus was super, super clear, and he repeated those things over and over and over again. That you should give up your possessions, that you should be kind to the poor, that you should feed the hungry, take
I'm
care of the
always kind
sick,
to the
etc.,
poor.
etc. I'm not talking about you, Luke. Good for you. But I'm talking about the policy that's enacted by the Trump administration and by Republicans as a
Okay.
whole in the MAGA movement, and none of those things match up with anything that I just said.
Okay. Well, I think you're just a bit uninformed about the real world and how it all runs. and how
Fantastic.
they
Then why don't you
operate and
explain to
do
me
that.
which policy matches up with the things that I just mentioned to you?
Yeah, where Trump was trying to stop Wall Street firms from buying uh individual single family home properties
Number
and
one,
to
he
raise the
hasn't
housing
done
market.
that. Number two, that's not a
He
Christian
wanted to.
policy.
He wanted to though, and
He
he's a part
hasn't
of the
he hasn't
administration
done
now.
it, and it's not a Christian policy. And oh, by the way,
Yeah,
during
so
Donald Trump's first term, he helped enact legislation that actually did the opposite. So it's literally like somebody who helped light the fire, putting out the fire. Too little, too late. Also, it's not a Christian policy. It's not doing one of the things that Jesus Christ preached in the Gospels. That's my point. I literally just handed it to you on a silver platter.
okay, whatever. Okay, that's cool. Well, we can talk about how you say ICE is a domestic terrorist group. I
Yeah,
don't think
I
you
would
quite
I would
understand
also
it.
pivot to another topic. So
Yeah, okay. Well, if you
Yeah.
saw me in person, you wouldn't say any of this to me. So
I wouldn't say any of this to you, to your dumb stupid face. I sure would. You're a
what
child.
makes
You're
you think
a
I'm dumb?
child. I've existed for 42
Yeah.
years. I'm not afraid of you or anyone else. Are you
And
making a threat?
and
Would
and
you like
what
to?
have
Are
you
you
done in
making a
those
threat in
42
front of
years?
about 1,300 people? Are you making a threat to
How,
me?
how
What was
did I
that?
just make it? It's calm down,
What
old
was that,
man.
Luke?
It's
Oh, I'm
okay.
so sorry, Luke.
Calm,
Oh, did you want to say
calm
something?
down,
Where do you live again, Luke?
Oregon.
Okay, cool. Just checking that you're on the other side of the country. Good for you.
Dude, I'm not a threat to you at all, man. I'm just a normal, chill guy. I don't have a violent bone in my body.
Oh, I know that you're not a threat to me, kid. Don't worry.
Well, if it came down to it and it was hand-to-hand combat situation, I would be a threat to you.
You're right. You would not be a threat to me. Agreed.
I would.
Mm.
So
If it got as
I
far as
just
hand
think
to
it's
hand,
Yeah. Are you making a threat that you're gonna shoot me?
I'm not making any threat.
You just made a threat right there. Listen, I don't have a violent bone in my body, but
No.
it sounds like you liberals. Sounds like you liberals love violence. That's what you're Antifa. That's what
No.
Antifa's all about.
Luke.
Yeah.
Lukey,
How come
Luke.
nine?
Luke, are you are
Why is
you are
nine?
you afraid of Antifa? Are you afraid? Oh, Luke, hey
Antifa's a
guys,
domestic
Luke's
terrorist
afraid
group.
of really awesome, fantastic. Hey, since we went over the definition earlier of what terrorism is, explain how Antifa fits it.
Yeah, because during the BLM protest, you would have Antifa go down to these stores and start burning them on fire
They
to spread
did?
narratives.
Oh my
Yeah,
God! You know what?
I'm
You're right. You know what? I have to I have to concede that one to you. You're right. You know what? It absolutely, positively was definitely, absolutely Antifa that set that fought.
so you can look it up.
Oh shit! No, it actually wasn't. It
So,
was the Boogaloo Boys. Oh man, that's crazy. That's a
so
right wing.
Minneapolis.
That's a right wing hate group. Oh my
So
God, that's
Minneapolis.
insane.
What about
Oh my
Portland? What about
God.
Portland? What about Portland?
What about Portland?
You give off 5'8" energy. You know that, right?
I do.
Yeah. Just
It
I'm pretty
sounds
sure
like
I
you're.
just
It
actually
sounds like
guessed
you're a
it on
little.
the
It sounds
dot.
like you're a little intimidated, kiddo. Listen, I understand it's really tough when you're an incel and women don't like you at all. What I would strongly recommend is you change your political views, because if you did that, women might actually fuck you.
Well, they already do multiple times
Yeah,
every
yeah,
single
yeah.
time.
To explain to everybody how they do it. Yeah, I'm sure they do, bud. Sure they do.
They actually do. I
When
have
they
a whole.
find out that you vote against their rights and that you're a racist piece of shit, tell them. Yeah, yeah. And that you're a fascist
They already
bootlicker.
do.
I'm sure that
I tell them.
they just wanna go down on you. They're like, "Oh my God, I love that you vote against my rights and that you're a racist piece of fascist shit. I love
I
that."
talked.
I bet women love
They
that,
don't
don't
care.
they? Hey
They don't care.
ladies,
They
ladies
don't
in the
care.
chat. Ladies in the chat. We've got on the TikTok side, we've got nearly 900 people over here. Ladies in the chat, please put a 1. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's hot that Luke over here is a fascist piece of shit. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's hot, but put a 2 in the chat if you would rather stab yourself in the eye with a hot fire poker.
It's
1 for
funny because
hot,
they've never.
2 for
It's
the
funny
fire
because
poker.
it's funny because they've never seen me in person. I guarantee you, if they saw me in person, their minds would
I know,
change.
right? It's almost like that even without having seen you, they're disgusted by you, which is even fucking funnier, Luke. But I'll tell you what, why don't you turn your camera on and show everybody? I've invited you to turn your camera on. Show everybody your face. And why don't you say all of these things 10 toes down with your face showing on camera in front of, well, there's 900 people here, and there's 400 people over on the tube. So we got 1,300 people in here. So just put your face up. Yeah, that's about right. That does look like your face. I mean, we all knew you were going to be too afraid to show your face. You're a little pussy.
You're a little pussy. You know how it's spinning around. I'll kick you in the fuck.
That was your best comeback? No, you are? Bro, you need to get some better fucking comebacks. Also, next time somebody calls you out, when you're bragging about how attractive you are, maybe the next time that happens, what you should do is turn your camera on and have it front facing, because that would at least like prove something. When you put it at your foot, you're literally proving to everybody in here that you are too fucking ugly to show your face on camera, bro. God damn. God damn, Luke. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. That was so funny. Hey, Luke, I know, by the way, Luke, I know that you're still in here, and I would ask you to come up with a better comeback for the next time that you make it back to my live. But honestly, the only comeback that you're gonna get is the one that you can scrape off your mom's teeth. Tell her I said hi. Okay, bud. Bye-bye. Mm-mm-mm. This is Priscilla. Hi. Well, we've you know I've never I don't think I've ever spoken with you, but I've certainly I've seen you around. I've seen you in lives, friend. How are you?
I'm good, actually. I love the vileness that you spew. We're kind of like the same. I always say fuck you and fuck this and get fucked and all of that. Um, so I wanted, is it okay if I use your live for like 1 minute?
Please.
Okay.
Please.
So, guys, I am running against Clay Higgins for the second time in the state of Louisiana, 3rd District. I am $600 short because you have to pay $900 for just to be on the ballot. I am not, don't feel in any way, shape, or form that you have to donate. But if 900 people or 500 people can donate $1 to ActBlue, Venmo, Cash App, my PayPal is down. I actually have a very good chance of unseating Clay Higgins. He is the one that voted no on the Epstein files. He calls Haitians shithole countries. He calls for the unaliving of all Muslims. And if you want to go to my website, it's prisforcongress.com, guys. And I don't want to take up too much of your time. We need this guy out of office. So if you guys can spread the word, again, my ActBlue account, you can go to my website, everything. And I just want to thank you so much. I don't know what your name is.
It's Matt.
What's your name, Paul?
Matt.
Yep. Gosh.
All right.
Yeah, brain fog right now. Sorry, I'm
That's
really
okay.
sleepy right now. So if you guys can help me out, even with $1, that helps. Oh, you know what? You can also help for free by finding Priscilla Gonzalez on Threads, on Threads, on Facebook, and just resharing, liking if you're from Louisiana or outside of Louisiana. So thank you guys. I don't want to take much of your time because I know you love dog walking MAGA just like I do. So I will let you go.
All right.
And
all right. Thanks, Priscilla. I appreciate it, and best of luck. Okay, friend.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me up. Stay
Thanks.
safe.
Take care. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Guys, we're going to move on to our next Trump supporter. We are going to move on. Let's see what else we got here. I saw you guys. I saw you guys in the comments. I understand. I saw you guys. I appreciate the heads up. Understood. Thank you. Nope. I think that might have been okay. Nabila, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Nabila? Okay. Retep, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hey man, I just want to say you're like Dean if he wasn't a dickhead. You're the best. You're one of the best political streamers ever. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Dean's all right, man. It's let's not be don't hate too much on Dean. So, but thank you. I appreciate that. I'll take the compliment, but we don't hate too much. It's all good. So,
Okay, have a good night, man.
All right, you have a good night. Thank you.
No worries.
All right, thank you. Yes, guys, I saw it. Listen, guys, I saw your comments. I appreciate it. I don't know what anything about anything. It's fine that she made her pitch, but I'm not endorsing anybody or saying anything. I will follow up on that. I don't know, and I don't know anything. Okay, so Just give me a break and just let someone talk for a minute. Yes, Hunter, I did, because I just let her speak for a minute. I appreciate you got. Yes, Hunter, I did for a minute. I that's yes. Thank you guys. Okay? I appreciate it. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to our next Trump supporter here in a minute. Hey, it's our friend Crystal. Hey, what's up, friend? How are you?
Hi, buddy. I'm not not going to stay long. Listen, chat, I need you all to chill out. Stop it. These are conversations to be had offline. Leave Matt the hell alone. Stop doing this in public. You look silly. Stop having these arguments. This is the problem within the left. I see everyone arguing with each other. Don't tell people how to run their platforms. Fucking be quiet. Stop it. It's dumb. This is not what we're here for. Leave Matt alone. You come for Matt. I'm coming for you. I understand you're upset about whoever this person was that Matt didn't know. I didn't even know. So stop it. Stop being little children. Don't make me put on my petty hat and then I will come for you. Y'all who know me know I'm petty and I will come for you. Stop it. Be grown-ups. Love you, Matt. Good night. Have a good show.
Thanks, friend. Bye. I mean, if you guys are mad that I let someone up to talk like that for a minute, then you're mad at me that that I talked to a troll for 10 minutes. Like, I don't know. What do you want me to do, guys? Oh, I thought that was a friendly anyways. Money. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I did vote for Trump. We've spoken together. I'm not sure if you'd like to have a conversation one more time, or
I don't know if I remember the name, but maybe could you maybe just remind me your age and your state, please?
Yeah, 37, Pennsylvania.
And what state?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania. That's I think I do remember you. Yes, vaguely. Yeah. You're fine. No, you're fine, man. You're sure
All right,
if you
man.
want to talk. Yeah, sure. What would you like to talk about? You want to talk about maybe something I got above, or something else that Trump's doing, or what would you like to talk about?
No, I would like to maybe ask or see your opinion on the SAFE Act. Are you in favor of the SAFE Act?
No, I'm not.
Would you be able to tell me what's your argument about that?
Yeah, it's redundant. We don't need it.
Why not?
Because every state already requires proof of citizenship to register to vote, so it's a moot point.
But not every state required a voter ID or proof of ID to be able to vote.
Yeah, well, except for the fact that they do require those things.
New Jersey doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Look it up. It doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
I looked it up. And I'm listen, man. I live in Pennsylvania.
I understand you live in Pennsylvania,
laws.
and I
Right.
understand that, but there's no state that doesn't require a form of ID to be able to vote. You have
It
to
doesn't
prove that
require
you have to prove that you're a citizen to be able to vote. You realize that, right?
Oh, so how do you prove that you're a citizen to be able to prove to be able to vote?
Well, there's a number of different ways you can do it. You can provide your birth certificate, your social security number, your passport. Social security number, when you give it, there are some people who can have a social security number and only have a green card, so they will run the social security number against the federal rules, and they'll make sure that that you're allowed. But anyways, so I'm on NewJersey.gov right now, and let me pull up the registration application right now. I'll just pick one. I'll just pick the first one that's here, Atlantic County. Wow, it asks for your social security number. That's weird.
Sure, it does
Yeah,
ask for it.
exactly. So, and then
It
you have
asks-
to verify. You also have to verify your driver's license, and of course, you can if you don't have your driver's license. Just your social security is fine, but then you also have to affirm that you don't have a New Jersey driver's license, non-driver ID, or a social security number. And if you don't have any of those, then you're not allowed to vote in federal elections. So
when
you do have to have that to thank you, K-Rock. That's very kind of you. So you do have to have that to be able to vote. So I just proved to you that you do need voter identification to prove that you are a citizen and a resident of New Jersey, of course, to be able to vote. So again, what I just said is 100% true.
So when you go to vote on the election day,
yep.
When you go to vote personally, like you physically go there,
yep.
to the polls, and you want to vote.
Yeah.
Do they ask you for the ID?
No, what they do is they ask
do they ask you for the voter ID?
No, what they do is they ask your name and they ask your address, and then they match that up to a person who is supposed to be there in your precinct. So that you give them your name and your address, and then they double check that you're a person who's registered to be voting. Then what happens is you go, and when you leave, you sign your ballot, right? And when you sign your ballot, what happens is they run that, and they check the address and the signature against yours.
So if my mom is 50 years old and she doesn't want to vote, right, and I can give I can give her name or maybe her social to somebody, and I say like go and vote on her behalf. Can't I do that, or can I do that?
No, that would be impossible.
How? Because I'm obviously giving. I'm just giving you a hypothetical here to
I understand, but your hypothetical. But
wants,
you just said give them your mom. So is your mom's not voting?
Yeah, she
so wait a second. Okay, so great. So basically, what you're saying is that you're giving them permission to vote in place of your mom, which is weird. But that's not really. That's like, okay. Like, I don't understand. So you're committing voter fraud by giving them your mom's information?
I'm just telling you that somebody can commit a voter fraud.
Hold on. So wait a second. So great. So you can hold on. Time out. But what you're saying is that your mom doesn't vote.
She doesn't want to vote.
Okay, great. So
she's
then what you're doing is you're taking one vote away from one person and giving it to another person, and you're the person committing the fraud by taking your mom's vote away. And by the way, that would still be nearly impossible to do because, number one, they would have to match up the person and the address and the signature. They would all have to match up. You realize that, right?
Right. But you realize that my hypothetical is just to prove that if somebody wants
No,
to
your
cheat,
hypothetical has proven that it would be nearly impossible to do, bud.
Okay. I
know. Listen, you desperately, but I get it. You desperately want to prove to me that this happens and it's a thing. What's the instance of voter fraud in America as a whole that we know for sure happens?
We know for sure. I'm sure the percentage is very low.
No. It's not just very low. It's no. Time out. It's not just very low. It's infinitesimal. Okay. Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
It's 0.00006%. I had to count because it's 4 zeros. 0.00006%. And then you say, well, there could be a lot more that we don't know about. No, there's not. Because we know for a fact that we can match up all of the votes to the people on the voter rolls. Because if you can't match up the people who vote to the voter rolls, guess what happens?
What?
Those votes don't get counted, and if they suspect that there's voter fraud, they investigate it. That's how we find out about like the handful of cases of suspected voter fraud that happen every year. And by handful, I mean handful.
Okay.
There is literally
So
the percentage of voter fraud in the United States of America could not have changed the outcome of the presidential election. There were not enough votes to possibly have changed the outcome of the presidential election in America. That's how infinitesimal actual voter fraud is. Because it's so hard to commit already, because every state requires these things before you go and vote. And when you say, why don't you just want them to do this, or why don't you just want them to do that? It's because it's a poll tax, and poll taxes are illegal and unconstitutional.
But every state, I mean, some states require to have a voter ID, right? And some state, just hear me out for a second. And some states, right, when you go to vote on the election day, they don't ask for your ID, your driving license. You can just show up there and tell, hey, my name is Matt. This is my social security number, and I want to vote for X, right? That's how that system
you can't do that. You have to have already registered. You have to have your address, your name, and your signature on file. Do you realize that if you don't sign your ballot, they won't even accept it, even if it's a completely legitimate vote? Like, dude, the idea, your hypotheticals are so far-fetched that you're just like, you could just show up and say your name and your social security number and vote. No, you can't. You have to register in advance, and you have to have the address match up. So you have to be able to go in and say your name, your address, and you have to match up your signatures. Bro, you're making this out to be like it's super fucking easy to game the system. If it was super fucking easy to game the system, people would do it. They don't. It's hard.
So why do you think that the majority of the American people, according to CNN polls, are in favor of the SAVE Act? Why do you think so?
They're really not, because they don't even really understand what it is, and they don't know why they want it. And they also don't understand the fact that it's unconstitutional because of the fact that it's related to a poll tax. What's a poll tax?
Are you asking me? I have no idea.
A poll tax is what they used to do in the South when they would charge people to go and vote. Poll taxes have been ruled to be unconstitutional. Saying that somebody has to have a piece of identification that they have to pay for additionally to go and get to enable them to vote is a form of a poll tax. Like, hey, you got to go spend $50 to get a driver's license or an ID card, and that is the only way that you can go vote. Oh, and by the way, you're almost certainly going to have to take a day off of work, and you're going to have to drive there, and God forbid that you've got kids to take care of, and blah, 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 blah. Like, that's really difficult. It's hard enough for people just to be able to fucking vote, period. And now you want to add a poll tax on top of it. That's unconstitutional. Now, if you told me, money, that what the SAVE Act was going to do was create a national holiday for the federal elections for the second, so like the first Tuesday in November is always a national holiday, and we always have our federal elections on that national holiday, and literally everyone gets that day off except for essential workers, right? Like consider it basically a government shutdown, but for the country. Only essential workers work. If you told me that was part of the SAVE Act, and there was a provision to give every single American free of charge the ID that they needed to go and vote, and they could do it like online, or they could do it in a very simple and easy way, and it would be free of charge to them, fine. I would do it.
I mean, every American
because
has an ID.
because no, they don't. See, what you just said right there is 100% wrong. Not every American has not every American has a driver's license or an ID card. Hey, bud, listen to what I'm saying. I'm trying to explain something to you right now. Not every American has that, and requiring them to get it is a form of a poll tax because you're forcing them to pay an additional fee to go and vote. Period. The end. I'm so sorry that you don't understand this, but putting up a paywall in front of voting is not constitutional.
Okay. I mean, if that's what you, but I mean, again, you said not every American has a state ID, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna argue with you.
I'm okay.
If
All
that's
right,
what
hold
you
on,
believe.
Here's the question. Here's the
Sure.
question for you. If
State
you
ID,
if the
not
Save Act
driver
here's the
license.
question, dude. I'll make it real fucking simple for you. If the Save Act passes, will you have to show ID to go and vote? Yes or no?
Where you have to, yeah.
Okay,
sure.
great. Stop there. Are IDs free to get across all 50 states? Yes or no?
No.
Great.
Not free.
Then you have just passed a bill that creates a poll tax, because if you can't get an ID for free, you're requiring people to pay for the privilege of voting. That is unconstitutional.
Do you get an ID for the only purpose of voting?
But
State ID,
but
they said
but
one more
I'm
time.
not arguing anything else beyond the 24th Amendment to our Constitution. Period. The end. This is the conversation is done. If it costs money to get an ID and an ID is required to go vote, you are now in poll tax. That's the 24th Amendment to the Constitution, bud.
All right. Well, I guess that's it, man. I mean, there's nothing else I want to argue with you about anything else. I mean, keep doing your thing. Good luck with everything, dude. But we are obviously, you and I, we have different opinion, and I'm just, going to accept that we're bad, and have a nice day. I mean, have a nice night, man.
Look, man. I'm not. I just want to point one thing out to you. Okay, I'm not.
What's up?
I'm not like just saying this to be. I'm not just saying this to be a dick. This is the 24th Amendment to our Constitution. The right of citizens of the United States to vote in any primary or other election for president or vice president, for electors for president or vice president, or for senator or representative contracts shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state by reason of failure to pay any poll tax or other tax.
I get that, man.
I listen.
Get this.
So,
but
if you get it, then
I get it, but I'm just saying that nobody doesn't have a state ID.
yes,
not a
they
driving
do. Yes, they do. Yes, people don't have that. I'm so sorry to break this to you.
So
there
why?
are people. I can tell you a million. Okay, great. How about the fact that you're 18 or 19 years old and you didn't get a driver's license because you live in New York City?
I said state ID.
Yes,
say
that's what I
driving
just
license.
said. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
didn't get a driver's license because you live in New York City, which means you never went and got a state ID. Why would you? You don't need it.
But if you're 18 years old, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna have a state
No,
ID
you don't
somewhere.
You may not necessarily need one. You could absolutely get, dude. Listen, I can tell you a million
you wanna
different. Hey,
get
bud,
hired, good
listen.
job. You need
Hey,
a
bud.
state ID
Hey,
now.
bud. Listen to me. There are a million different reasons why you may or may not have one, but even still, requiring someone to pay to get an ID is the only bottom line here. There is a reason that we have that amendment. It's not just fucking arbitrary. It's rooted in deep-seated racism, because this is literally how we disenfranchised black people in the South from voting. We cut them off because we made it too expensive for them to get to the polls and vote. So we said, we're never going to do that again. We're never going to make it cost money. That's why I said to you, I would be fine with the SAVE Act if it provided free IDs for all Americans in an easy way to get it. But it doesn't. It makes sure that it disenfranchises people who don't have IDs, or even if people do have IDs, they still have to pay to get them or to renew them. What happens if your ID expires and you didn't renew it by the time that it's time to vote? You don't get to vote? Like, what the fuck, dude? That's not okay. This is a literal way to stop people from voting. If they really cared about keeping the vote good and letting people vote, they would give IDs for free to American citizens because A, they could control the entire process, which would be the safest fucking thing that they could do, and B, they would enfranchise all voters. But guess what? I'm going to let you know a little secret. They don't want to do that because they want to make sure that black people and minorities don't vote.
All right, sounds good. I mean, listen, man. Like I said, I'm not trying to, be aggressive or talk loudly or anything. Listen, dude, I was just trying to hop over here to see your opinion, your takeaway. You had the argument, so I respect your opinion, and that's it, man. Have a good night.
Hey, Money,
And
do you want another perspective? Because that's not the only thing. That's the constitutional thing. But that's not the only thing that's wrong with the SAVE Act. Did you read it?
what's your takeaway?
But did you actually read it, or did you just look at an article about it?
I just read an article about it. I just know that the SAVE Act is there to ensure that the American citizens are the one who are actually, voting for the elections. And there's no any fraud in there.
Okay.
That's all
So
I know about the SAVE Act. What's your argument about that?
so I'll let you know in just a second. So I will let you know that the best thing that you can do is to go and look at the summary of it on congress.org if it's just too much, or .gov if it's just too much for you to read. But also, or read through the entire act. It's not that long. And then also look up the what's it called? Look up the legal analysis of it and what people, or what professionals, lawyers are saying about it. And so another thing about the SAVE Act is they also want to add a little caveat that the person that would certify, or kind of like certify your registration, would get in trouble if something didn't match up, right? So the
You talking
reason
about the
why,
name change? Is that what you're talking about?
yes, it becomes an issue with the name changes.
Yeah,
So
but when somebody change,
wait a
let's say you
second,
get
wait
married.
a
I'm
second,
sorry, go
wait a
ahead. I'm
second.
sorry. Sure.
So, yes, most people will be like, "Hey, I'm gonna bring my marriage certificate. It's fine. It's cool. It shows my name change. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
bring I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring that. It's fine. There's a
Mm-hmm.
justification. The justification is not listed in the bill. So that's the first problem.
Well, that
Because
should be a justification. Yeah, go ahead.
wait. It's a
Sure.
problem because it doesn't only fall on the person that's trying to register. It also falls on the staff member that is registering the person. So when that happens, you also have that, ooh, I don't know if I can take that. I don't know if I can take that. Or you know what? You don't look like your last name is Gonzalez. Because
Nobody. Oh,
wait for it. Exactly. There's more to it. You don't look like your name is Smith, because you look like you have some Latina in you, right? Or you look like you should have the last name Williams because you're black, type of thing. I don't know if I can take that, and I don't think that's your last name, because that you got married to someone that may not be of that might have just a very cookie cutter last name, very vanilla last name, right? So that can be a thing. It also can be a thing where people are just scared that they're going to get fucking charged because it doesn't list justifications. This affects women who have changed their name for marriage. This affects children who have been adopted. And the reason why I say that, there is a caveat for the final decree for the adoption. However, I don't believe they're all universal. with like throughout the state. It's not like a federal thing, and some documents are sealed. So when you so that can become an issue. The other thing that can become an issue is are people that have changed their name for safety reasons.
Yeah, but I recently updated my voter ID because I changed my address. So I mean, I'm gonna tell you from my personal experience, it took me like maybe 2 minutes online, and I didn't
Because
pay
you
anything.
changed your address, you're not newly registered.
That's changing
You
your
just
address.
changed your address.
When you you have an option to, like, I mean, when you select what you want to do, you have an option that you want to change your name or change your address. I mean, there are multiple options like that. That's my personal experience in Pennsylvania,
So
and I didn't have
somebody
to
in
pay
the chat,
anything.
hold on just a second. Someone in the chat just said, I'm adopted. I have 3 birth certificates, and it's an issue with other states, even as an adult. So that's not even like so basically if somebody moves states and then they go to try to register to vote or whatever, and then like they're just up shit's creek because which birth certificate do they take? And on top of that, which birth certificate do they take, especially if they got married and they changed their last name?
Right. And also, this is a perfect example of why this is a problem. The Brennan Center for Justice estimates that 21.3 million American citizens of voting age, so not just American citizens of voting age, so that means they're citizens and they're 18 and older, which means they can legally vote in our elections. They don't have ready access to their citizenship documents. So if we had a system like this, all of those people could be disenfranchised because, like, oh, that I needed my birth certificate to renew my driver's license, but it's back at my parents' house because my parents live in Florida and I live in Massachusetts, or blah, blah, blah. Like, the problems that this creates because of, like, what Mia is saying, and there's a whole host of all these other issues. Like, this is insane. Also, friend Peabody in the live chat pointed me to a statistic over here because you seem to be interested in this. VoteRiders.org cites that as of 2020, so this stat is a few years old, but as of 2020, 7 million people in America do not have a current government-issued photo ID. 7 million people. So that means people of voting age that don't have a current government-issued photo ID. That's a lot of fucking people.
Well, not every American citizen vote. You know that, right? Too, like, not. I mean, how many American citizens are qualified to vote? What is that? 100? I mean, 150 million.
No, though, if
people,
if you can qualify for a government ID, you can vote. Those are American citizens.
Right.
Those are they're talking about American citizens who are old enough for an ID who can vote. So that's 7 million voters who don't have ID.
Right, Matt. I get what you're saying, but like, let's say there are 200 million people, or 200 million American citizens are eligible to vote. Not the 200 million people they go and vote.
And
so what I'm saying is that not everybody goes and vote.
Cool. Then what does that have to do with anything? Dude, hey bud, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just because everybody doesn't go and vote, it doesn't change the fact that you have all of these people, that you have 7 million people that would be affected by that, and they would be subject to a poll tax. It's unconstitutional. It is the 24th Amendment to our Constitution. This is not like some vague law. This is not some okay, great. Then if you get it, that's the end of the discussion. You should not want this to pass. Otherwise, you're just simply un-American.
No,
you want to charge people to vote. No, you want to charge people
what
to
I
vote.
would say.
You want to charge
what I-
people to vote.
Hold on a second.
I don't need to hold on a second,
don't
dude.
assume what I.
No, I am assuming.
Don't
Okay,
assume,
listen. If you want the
don't
say,
assume
listen.
what I'm gonna
I
say.
don't need to assume what you're going to say.
I'm trying to
I've
be
already
respectful here, dude.
money. I don't care. I understand. That's great. Thank you so much. I don't need to assume what you're going to say. You've made your position clear. You want the SAVE Act to pass. If the SAVE Act passes, it will impose a poll tax on every single person who needs a government ID or has to renew a government ID to vote. So not just those 7 million people, but anyone else who has to renew their ID before voting time, they're subject to the poll tax as well. So now you've got tens of millions of people who have to pay a bunch of extra fucking money just to be able to go vote. Not to mention the issue that Mia brought up and the stat that I just showed you, that you've got then 21.3 million people who are of voting age and are legal citizens who may not even have access to the documentation that they would need to be able to register to vote. So now we're disenfranchising tens of millions of Americans for absolutely no fucking reason at all, because the incidence of voter fraud in America is 0.00006%.
I would definitely recommend you go and read Project 2025 and Project Esther. If you read, I would go. You should go read that. And if you're
I've
still
heard
okay
this
with the
argument
things, no, you don't even know
so
what I'm
many
gonna
times.
say. You don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Alright,
If you read those things and you still have not changed how you see what's going on in the US of A, then congratulations, you're a fascist.
All right, whatever. Thanks, man. Have a good night. See you later. Take care.
Yeah, dude, I would run away too after you just got told.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, friend. How are you?
Not bad. I was very upset because I legitimately was like, it's Saturday. I thought it was the middle of the week. And I was like, Matt's not going to be live. And then 2 hours later, I'm like, what the fuck? Matt's live.
Ask and you shall receive. You prayed to the Lebanese gods and they answered.
Lebanese gods is wild.
I know, right? I know. It just came up. I don't know. Although I'll be honest with you. Don't tell everyone else in the live. But I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be on. But don't tell everyone else. So, shit.
Okay, I won't. I can keep a secret. It's fine.
Thank you. Okay. I do. Yes, Steve, I do have a date. By the way, thank you over on the tube. Thank you to 1968 Wingnut. I appreciate it. I just saw your super chat for the $5. Funny, it's Republicans I hear about doing that. I assume you're referring to the voter fraud. I'm sure people get away with this, but they also catch a lot too. They really do basically just catch a lot. Also, thank you to DHJ for the jewels, for the gifts. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Oh, and Mia's gone like dust in the wind. Bye, Mia. It's good to see you, friend, wherever you are. And before we move on to our next op, I need to say hello. I need to say hello to...
Yo, Matt.
All right.
I just want to say tomorrow, 24-17, Pats all the way.
I like 24-17. But you know what? It's gonna be close, man. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be, honestly, there's gonna be like I'm feeling like 24-21, maybe even 28-24. I don't know. Maybe just like, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. But it's gonna be close.
Do you have any squares?
You know what? No, I don't. I normally do. I am gonna be at a friend's Super Bowl thing tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe if they're doing it, I'll get in. I normally do. There also is actually, you know what though, Dean? There's gonna be sometimes I have a friend who messages me, and he'll send me a text, and he'll be like, do you want to buy squares? I might do that also, and then they'll like give me random ones. So I actually there's a good chance that I'll have some. So it's a good chance.
Want to hear a wild one? My brother was in a football square, and there's a waiting line, $1,000 a square. $1,000, and they fill it up, and there's a waiting line. $100,000.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean,
It's a party to have.
I bet that's a fun one. That's a fun one. Okay, Dean, you have high rollers over there. Okay, up there in New Hampshire. Holy shit.
This was in Fitchburg.
Okay. Right here. Okay. Oh, hometown. Okay. Well, I'm excited. I think no matter what, I think it's gonna be a really good game. Really good game. I'm excited to see, and I think a lot of folks are thinking that us Patriot fans are gonna be like crushed or devastated, and I know they're all rooting for us. Or everyone's rooting against us, but I keep reminding people, I'm like, this season it came out of nowhere, and this is like amazing, and I'm very excited about the future. And like, I mean, I want them to win. I might be a little bummed if they don't win, but like, I feel good. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, it's the end of the world. Like, this is what a great season, So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
all I can say is go Pats, win or lose, but they're gonna win. I feel it.
Let's go, baby.
I'm
Let's go.
gonna drop down.
All right,
and,
friend.
Thanks for bringing me up. Always a
Anytime, dude.
pleasure.
Thank you, my friend. I hope you have a good one. We'll talk to you after the big game. Okay, bud. All right.
Absolutely.
Take care, man.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Hey, W is always for our friend Dean. W is for our friend Dean. Fellow New Englander, fellow Red Sox fan, fellow Patriots fan. We appreciate you. All right, let's see. We got a couple of people in the box here. Who we got? Mom of 4. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
No. I just wanted to piggyback onto what you were talking about with not the football game, but the previous guest.
Sure.
I live in Texas, and I know that in the major cities here, in the areas where people of color are concentrated, they've closed anywhere that you could get a state ID from, which is our local department. It's our local DPS offices. They've closed them in areas where people are from. So for people of color, say in Houston, in South Houston, they have no DPS office that doesn't require them to go completely across town, which is a couple of hours on a bus if you have to ride the bus.
That's so terrible.
And then get your ID done and then get back. People are saying, it took them a day to get it done because of the lines and because of how you have to do it. You have to make an appointment online before you can go, even before you can even go and get in. You have to have an appointment and you have to make it online.
All right.
And the online feature does not work well with cell phones. So you have to do it from a regular computer. And it's made it significantly more difficult for people of color to get their IDs in Texas.
Of course. Of course. Listen, we all understand, and it's so easy to see this exactly. It's just so easy to see this exactly for what it is. We know what these people
Yes.
are doing, and we know exactly why they're trying to do it. That's why I said to Money. That's why I said to him. I said, I would back the SAVE Act with a couple of caveats. The caveats being, make the first Tuesday in November a national holiday where everybody gets that day off except for essential workers. Okay? Everybody gets that day off except for essential workers. And then if we're going to require ID, fine. Everyone gets a free ID and they get easy access to do it. You can get it on. You can register for it online. You get it sent right to you. Like, I don't care. however they need to do it, but it needs to be free and easy. And if those conditions were met, I would consider
I would take it a
something
step
like
further.
that. What's that?
I would take it a step further because if it's a national holiday and everybody gets a day off but essential workers are being denied their vote. So you also have to make a way
Yeah.
for those essential workers to be allowed to vote, either absentee or
mail in or something.
whatever.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so
Agreed.
that would have to be in there too, and it's not.
Yeah.
So
yeah, agreed. No, exactly. Which is I say all this. It would never happen. But if we were able to like come to like those because if we did those things, we could actually make some progress by allowing more people to vote because we just don't want more people to vote. And spoiler alert, guys, it would allow more people in rural parts of the South, which would definitely vote for the Republicans and for people like Donald Trump. Like, those people will get better access to voting too. And you know what? Good. As much as I hate to say that, like, I want those people, like, good. We need everyone. Everyone should have access to voting, even the people that we don't like or that we don't agree with. This is the difference, is that we are okay saying everyone should have as much access as possible, and they're saying let's keep as many people from having access because they know that the more people who have access to vote, the less likely it is that they're going to win an election. So, but
absolutely.
yeah. But Ma, I really appreciate
But thank
it.
you.
By the way, I known some, some of that, especially about that. For example, in Houston, I know the different things with precincts and different stuff like that. But just absolutely appalling. Man, I think about Texas all the time, and I'm really, really hopeful for you guys as we move forward. I mean, like, really, really hopeful. I think you guys have so many good people and a lot going for you. I really am hoping. Okay, I mean it. So,
thank you.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great day.
All right, have a good one, friend. Good night. W is Mama 4. I appreciate your perspective. Thank you very much. All right, let's see if we can talk to someone else here. We got
hey man, how are you?
Joseph. Hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did not actually.
Oh,
but I would have if I had the opportunity.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in? Or would you have voted in?
I did vote for Kamala, but that was because my mom asked me to. I voted in Pennsylvania in a swing county, and I didn't like doing it. But I did it literally because my mom wanted me to.
And
I would have voted for Trump.
How old are you?
I am 23 right now.
Got it. Okay, so you're 23 in Pennsylvania, and you're a Trump supporter. So do you
Not really. I wouldn't classify myself as a Trump supporter. I would have been during the election, but I don't think it would have been now. Mainly because of the elaboration on all the Epstein stuff. But I strongly believe that I don't know. I feel like all this abolish ICE stuff is just a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, okay.
It just seems like way too reductive of a thing. I think it could be reformed, sure, but I think just straight abolishing any sort of immigration kind of enforcement is just ridiculous.
Oh, really? So what did we do before 2003?
Not let illegals into our country.
No, but what did we do before 2003?
My understanding, and I could be wrong on this, is that immigration enforcement was handled primarily by like the smaller governing bodies like states and towns. Is that incorrect?
Yep.
Okay. So we use those avenues for it.
I think the word you're looking for is INS. Yeah. So that was who it was before ICE, right? We had the INS.
I'm not too familiar about that. Could you elaborate, please?
Well, they basically saw, like, they would oversee like the immigration process and the enforcement and everything like that. So those were the people that they were basically the predecessors to they're the predecessors to ICE. They were the Immigration and Naturalization Immigration and Naturalization Service. That's what it's for. Yeah. And they basically were under the Justice Department. And that's how they work. It was the Homeland Security Act that created DHS, and that was when they decided to create ICE. So yeah, that's it. Hey, welcome in, Erica Raiders. Welcome in, Erica Raiders. Appreciate you guys being here. Welcome in, friends. Glad you guys are here. So I mean, but my point being, dude, is that like we were able to operate without ICE. I'm also not saying abolish ICE 100%. I'm not necessarily saying that. Although right now, I mean, could certainly make a really good argument for it. But I'm not necessarily saying that. I don't have an issue with immigration enforcement. I've never had an issue with immigration enforcement.
Yeah,
I
that's
do
kind of on
believe
me.
that
I'm bumping you in with a bunch of people, so that's on me. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't think that anyone that I've spoken with on the left has an issue with immigration enforcement simply. But I do believe that the way that it's being enforced now and the way that it's being handled now is a problem. There's always been issues with it, the way it was handled in the past. Presidents have been protested and people didn't like it. People didn't like what Bush did. People didn't like what Obama did. People didn't like what Trump did. People didn't like what Biden did, etc. But no one has the level of bad that ICE is at right now is unprecedented.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the history of our country to make that claim, but I don't know enough about it to disprove it. So I'll just agree with you.
I mean,
I do think it's okay. Sorry, you go.
No. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, I'm looking in chat right now, and I'm seeing like.
I don't know why you're reading the chat, dude. Have a conversation.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That's the first. Yeah. No, I just think reforms are like good. I think like pretty much anything in the world could be reformed and made better. And I think just there are these tactics used by the left that are just kind of ineffective. And I want to vote, like, I want to be a liberal, but I feel like, have you seen that meme where it's like, I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's like the dude, it's the line, and it's the dude in the centrist, and on the blue is on the left and the red is on the right, and then the blue guy runs off. I don't know. That's how it kind of feels like. I'm watching these speeches of Obama and
I don't know what that. I don't even know
Hillary.
what that. I don't know that meme, and I don't even know like what. I don't even know what that political cartoon would mean. Like I don't even know what that means.
It was illustrating that, like, to some the left had gone extremely far left and that resulted in someone who was originally a leftist.
All right, stop. Hey, listen, I'm gonna. All right, hold on. Before we move any further, do you know what the Overton window is?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I want to help you out with something here. The Overton window is basically, it's like it's like which policies from a political perspective are okay to the general populace. Like what do we consider okay? And it's like there's a window, right? And it might move right or left in our country depending on what people think. Now, if we thought, oh, this is fine, and it moved way to the left, then that would be one extreme, or to the other direction. That would be another extreme. Okay, that is the Overton window when we use that. Now, you can compare us to the rest of the world. Where do you think we are, say, compared to the rest of the world, just out of curiosity?
I think we're pretty progressive. I don't think that's bad necessarily, but I do think that because we're America and because we are like kind of, you can argue all different kind of metrics, but I do feel like we're the #1 country in the world. And because of that, I feel like we invite all sorts of like criticisms of us that aren't levied upon other countries fairly. And it doesn't need fairly is the wrong word, I would say, because we are #1 and we do have to be leading in everything. There are countries that are more progressive than us.
Okay.
But I think there are a few of them.
Okay. So, I was going to try to see if I could find I'm looking for the chart so I can illustrate this for you. Because I really want to show this. I really want to show this to you in a graphic if I can. I don't know if I've got the well, unfortunately, I don't think I've got a good graphic to show you. So basically, what I'll do is I'll just explain to you. So, my friend Nemo here might have a good graphic for us. But when you say that we're progressive compared to the rest of the world, let me ask you a couple of questions. Of all the developed nations,
yeah,
or what we would call like the first world countries, right? We used to have the developed nations. How many of them have universal health care?
I would say probably a lot of them, but I do think that the quality of
hold
healthcare
on, we don't need
in those countries
time
is
out.
worse.
Time out.
Sorry.
We don't need to even get into the merits of that. We can have that discussion in a minute. But the answer is all of them, except for one, and that one is us. So that immediately puts us on the other side of progressivism, right? Because that's a progressive ideal that we're on the other side of. We don't.
Yeah, but that doesn't make us not progressive.
It literally does.
We're progressive in a lot of other areas.
No. We're literally not progressive. That is one of the main tenets of being progressive and moving forward. In fact, we are not. I'm going to give you a bunch of examples. That's just the one major one that we're starting out with. Okay, but no, we're not progressive in the sense of when we're talking about it from a political perspective. Okay. When we talk about things from a political perspective, I'm going to just tell you straight up that the Overton window in America has shifted to the. I'm going to choose on the screen to the right. There we go. It's my left. Your right. There you go. To the right. That's where the Overton window has shifted in America, and compared to every other country in the world, in terms of I'm not comparing us to North Korea. Okay, or Russia, or I'm talking about developed nations. Okay, countries that we can fairly compare ourselves to, nations in the EU. Do you know what I mean? Like countries where we can draw a fair comparison. We are far to the right of them, and we are far less progressive than they are. We lag behind in a huge number of areas now. We lag behind in not having universal health care. We lag behind in things like maternity leave and paternity leave that we give. We lag behind in the way that we take care of our tax structure, which is overly burdensome to the lower part of the populace and very forgiving to the upper 3 to 5% of the populace. We are in.
Nope.
I mean,
Sorry,
I didn't mean to say no. No, it's fine. But I'm just saying, I could literally go on and on and on about the different ways that we're not progressive and the rest of the world is. So, no, in fact, we are actually to the right of the rest of the world.
I mean, I see where you're coming from, and you're not wrong. But there are other areas where it feels like we are a lot more progressive, especially considering people's rights and stuff. I'm just off the top of my head. Do you know soccer at all? Do you know Real Madrid?
I mean, I'm aware of the football club.
There's a soccer player on Real Madrid, and he's black, and that's in Spain, and he gets called the worst words we don't even have words for in English by the fans when he doesn't perform well. And I just feel like that kind of stuff, and it's like chants and stuff, and I just don't see that kind of stuff happening in America, at least in sports and stuff.
Well, I mean, so you're saying here that we're not seeing that here as much.
I'm saying like on that scale. Yeah.
What?
Like when I watch football on Sunday, I don't see like a section of the fans like chanting racial slurs at our athletes.
Oh, I got it. I guess you're right. That doesn't happen. I guess we just get the president of the United States tweeting this shit out.
No, that is foul. I'm not a.
But no. Tell me more about how nice our sports fans are, though.
I think they're nicer.
Cool, but the president of the United States did that.
That I feel like is a little disingenuous.
It's really not. It's really not. This is not only is it not disingenuous.
I think
it is quite literally the point.
No, you're right.
It's literally the point.
No, you're right. I don't think that was posted on purpose, but I don't think that should excuse it. I think you need to have some sort of operational control over what you're posting as the president of the United States.
Bro,
I'm literally
at midnight. At midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Who else has Donald Trump's phone?
I don't know. I don't think he's the. No, you're right.
Between the hours, I'm going to tell you what. We know from other staffers in the White House, between the hours of like 8 to 5, 9 to 6 ish, like around there, staffers are often making those posts. I agree with you. Yes. If it's midnight, if it's 1 a.m. and there's posts going up, that's why you see 30 posts happen in the middle of the fucking night with weird memes and retweeting AI videos of med beds and crazy shit. That's grandpa going off his meds.
I think it is. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think that was posted intentionally, but however, like it is, because my theory is that that's like a screen recording of a video, right? And it like autoplayed the next one. I don't know how Truth Social works, so I don't know where this is going. But there is no excuse for the president of the United States to ever post anything like that. And I'm not saying like all the Epstein stuff makes me not support Trump at all. Like that's like a big sticking point. And I mean, I didn't vote for him, so. But
you say you didn't vote for him, but you were still saying that you would support him, or
no, I wouldn't. That's not true.
Okay,
I would not support him at this point. I will support some of the policies he's enacted, but I think he's a bad person.
Okay. Also,
I think his immigration policy is closer to what I want than the other side.
What kind of policy is that?
Just deporting people who are illegally in the country. I don't like how he's doing it, but at least he's doing it.
Well, I mean, every presidency has done that. Joe Biden deported millions.
No, and I understand that, but I'm not really too certain about all these immigration numbers that are being thrown around because I don't know. I've seen some posts saying that like Obama and all these other people have included like stopping people at the border and not letting them in. So I don't really know about it. I don't trust any of those numbers from anyone.
Yeah, so Obama's numbers included anyone that was stopped at or at the border, or I can't remember exactly the way that they were classified, but it was like border stops or anyone who was basically in the process of crossing. They were counted in Obama's numbers, but I mean that would still count. But you know, if your main thing is to just to deport people. Well, every president does that. So I also don't know I don't really see the utility in doing it to this degree. It's kind of like it's the law of diminishing returns at a certain point. If you're just going to look at it from a non-moral, non-emotional way, then it's a law of diminishing returns. How much money are you willing to spend, and how much are you willing to give up in the pursuit of removing people who, for one reason or another, are not, in the eyes of the law, supposed to be here? And, if you're willing to spend an additional, let's just say, $150 billion, that's assuming that we're just counting ICE's budget or as it is currently, not counting additional dollars that go into all of the deportation related things, right? Or DHS or blah, 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 right? So if we just say we're willing to spend this much money, okay, I feel like we could probably find something else to spend that money on, $150 billion. Surely we could find something else for that.
Is it really that much?
I mean, is it that much compared to what? Like
No,
the
no,
US
no.
budget?
I didn't mean it like that. I meant like
No.
I felt like that was a lot of money, and I was like, damn, is that how much immigration costs a year? Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, so in the Big Beautiful Bill, there was $150 billion. I think it was it was an increase for ICE for their thing. And I think it was for 10 years. I think that's over a 10-year period. Or no, not a 10-year period. I think that's just a couple of years. I'll double check. But so ICE, it should be clear, is not some agency that's been around for a very long time. People don't know this a lot, and it's because we have memories of goldfish. But do you know what the Patriot Act is?
I'm not. I've heard of it, but I'm not too familiar.
Okay, so the Patriot Act, it was after 9/11. Country is freaking out. And George W. Bush and the Republicans are like, we're going to pass something called the Patriot Act, and it's going to let us go and protect us from scary people that speak Arabic. So what they did was they passed the Patriot Act and allowed them to basically do surveillance however they wanted.
All sorts of great things.
Exactly. And one of those things was it allowed George Bush to basically reorganize the agencies inside the executive branch. And so he created the Department of Homeland Security. So the DHS did not exist prior to that. And so DHS was created, and he got a couple other agencies, stuck them up and under there. Now, some of those, I guess, kind of made sense, like FEMA. Okay, I mean, I guess you could make that point, and maybe like a couple others. But then we had INS, and then we had Customs, and then we had Border Patrol, and then we had, I think, USCIS, which whatever the hell that is for the Immigration Services, USCIS. It still exists, but whatever it was called before that. All of that was stuck up and under here. So those are immigration related things. So you've got INS is then relabeled to ICE. So INS was immigration and
naturalization. Naturalization service. It's funny. I was just telling this to someone else a few minutes ago.
Yeah. So so INS becomes ICE, and Customs and Border Patrol are combined into CBP. They used to be separate agencies. They're now one. And then, the rest is history. So ICE has only been around since 2003. And we used to go about this a very different way. INS used to be a thing for, I think it was under the Department of Labor.
It was DOJ. It was DOJ.
Oh, okay.
But still, it was a very different. It was very different feel. Let's just say, very different feel. Yeah, different.
So, with that in mind, I think. Oh, and then TSA. That was another one. I forgot about that one. TSA. Yeah, those people. They came along after that, so that was fun. Anyway, I think that when it comes to immigration, if we, what's the real gain from going to these lengths? My eyes, I have very different views on, I guess, how we should go about this. But, is it just from a monetary perspective, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it? Because I would argue from a monetary perspective, not only is it not worth it, it's actually, it actually costs us to do this in more ways than one. Like, one is the, paying people to actually do the thing, right? So 150 billion with ICE, and then all of the extra logistical BS surrounding getting these people out, and then the ripple effects of ripping people out of their lives here, all of the economic effects that that are downstream from that, whether that is now you don't have that person working, or that person's family working, or that person functioning in the community, or that person's family functioning in the community. Typically it's both, right? And so that is either 1, 2, let's just say 3, let's just say mom, dad, kid, right? Whatever it is, if we're assuming a family. So that's either one person or 3 people that are no longer working or and also functioning in the community, meaning going around, buying stuff, selling stuff, whatever, that's taxpayer dollars that are flowing around a community. Yay, economic activity, GDP, right? That's not happening anymore. And that is either like an apartment that rent is no longer being paid, or a house where the mortgage is no longer being paid. That is a car where the note is no longer being paid for. X, Y, and Z. There's all these different things that are interrupted whenever you take that person or that family out of the economic system. You rip them out. And what do we gain from that? I mean, I guess we can say, well, they should have been here illegally. I mean, I guess, like, at what point are we so, like, it's a paper thing at that point. And to be clear, I'm not talking about people that are being straight up criminals. I'm not talking about, fucking people on, I don't know, Law and Order, SVU or something. I'm talking about just random person who their paperwork isn't straight for whatever reason.
No, I don't disagree with you on any of those points. But I guess I kind of just look at this from a different perspective, where it's like, my idea of illegal immigration is that, like, they're people that are coming here and they're working jobs that they're either getting working under the table or working like minimum wage or stuff like that. And I think that kind of caps their earning potential, because they can't work like a salary job. They can't do all these things and like work their way up in the same way a legal person would. And I think that like kind of caps America's greatness, because if you're letting all these people into the country who don't have the opportunity to innovate or like become great in the way that, like, I don't know, I think of the American dream, and it's like you come here, you create something, and you make something of yourself, and I feel like it's less harder to do that if you just don't have the paperwork. Yeah.
When you say it's harder if you don't have paperwork,
Mm-hmm.
you mean like for that individual?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like that person can't work like an office job because they're not a citizen of the United States.
Right. So, I mean, to me, like that's an argument for making immigration easier, right? I mean, like what you're describing
I'm not against. I think the immigration process, like we've talked about before, I think it needs reforms. Like it's pretty hard to get into the country, which is why a lot of the people, but a lot of things in life are hard. I don't know. I'm sorry. You can go.
No, you're good. I mean, have you ever? Did you say you were 23?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been outside the country?
Yes, multiple times.
Okay. All right. So the immigration process here is a titanic pain in all the areas, right?
Yeah.
My ex tried to immigrate here, and that was rough. We ended up getting married. I mean, that was the fastest, easiest, most expedient, logical way for her and I to stay together. And even then, that was still a pain in the ass. So, I feel like if we have to go to those lengths where that is the easiest way, that is excessive. And to your point, I think that what you're saying, where like the individual, their life is or their potential is kind of, it's capped or it's hindered by our immigration system. I agree with you. I want immigration to be easier, because I think that a lot of people don't know this. I know I didn't know this when Rolo told me forever ago. Rolo is a guy on here who, he's an immigration attorney. Dude is a fucking brilliant guy, and he's really cool. So we have I guess you could say a quota for how many people we let in a year. When do you think that quota is from? Like, when do you think, roughly how many years ago do you think it was that we updated that quota?
I'm going to guess 2003 or whenever whenever
The
ICE was
50s.
created. That's what
The 1950s. Yeah.
What
It's
is
crazy.
is it like a specific number quota? What is it?
I can't remember what it is. I think it's like I think it's 1 million. And I could be wrong on that part, but I know that it's from the 1950s, and that would have been Eisenhower.
1 million doesn't feel ridiculous. Like being from the 50s feels ridiculous, but 1 million, that's a lot of people.
I mean, so 1 million's a lot of people, but also it being from the 50s is kind of crazy. That's when the country was. I think the population was half of what it is right now in 1950s, or I think people are saying 1952 in the chat. So in 1952, I'm willing to bet that the U.S. population was like 150 million.
Less than yeah, it was 165. 100. So it was basically exactly half of what it is now. That's half.
Yeah,
because we're at 330 now, so that's half.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I would.
I mean,
I'd be okay
if
with
you
doubling
wanna,
that.
Yeah, I think that if anything, if we want to scale it, then let's double that.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd be completely on board with that. I'd also sorry.
I'm sorry. Just hold that thought 1 second. I just real quick. I need to say thanks for a couple of things. I had to hold off on these. Thank you to Melvin over on the tube for the $5 super chat. I said Colin Kaepernick, hello. He still can't get a job in the NFL. Facts, Melvin. That's very good. Thank you to Tiffany over on the Green app. It says, does he know the definition of progressive? I think we figured it out. We got there. But thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate it. Thank you to Soul of a Beer Can for the 666. Hail Satan. It says, thank you for the surprise stream. You are the best. You're welcome. Last minute, decided to pop on. Here we are for a little bit. I don't know how long, but we'll see. And Nemo's here. Maybe we'll stick it out for a little longer. So, anyways, okay. So, yeah, Joseph. Sorry, you can keep going there. I just needed to read those off real quick.
Yeah, no, I would support just doubling that quota. I don't know, population doubles, that number doubles, that makes a lot of sense to me. I think it takes, I don't know, I've had family members who have gotten citizenship in other countries, and one of them Spain, and it costed a similar amount of time and money. So I don't know why I keep comparing everything to Spain, but whatever. Another thing that I'm kind of just curious about your guys' thoughts on is, I was thinking about this the other day. I would be completely on board with like naturalizing everyone in the country and then like not having that million go to zero for like maybe a few years and kind of seeing how it plays out.
So you're saying
make everyone, all the illegal people in the country, make them citizens, and then for a few years, while we kind of just sit on that, we have no immigration into the country.
Gotcha. I've heard this as a proposed solution. And I mean, amnesty does make sense. So blanket amnesty absolutely makes sense. That's why it's been done before. That's why, of all people, the devil himself, Ronald Reagan, did it. You know, like I don't like Ronald Reagan, but his views on immigration were correct, which was, I mean, I can show you, but like his views on immigration very simply were that we are the best because of the people that we bring in here. Well, like what makes America better than every other country on the planet is that we will take anyone from anywhere. Like the melting pot is what makes us the best. We have the best minds, the hardest workers, the blah, 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 right? So, you know, that was like 40 years ago, and unfortunately, we're not the best anymore. You know, do I wish that we were the best? Yeah. Are we? No.
I still think we're the best.
I mean, it depends on what you want to, like where you're looking, right? So do we have the strongest military? Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Do we have the best education? No. Do we have...
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I went to college. There's a lot of students that come from abroad to come to our schooling systems. And I feel like
okay, and that's
the
a good
inverse
point.
of that rarely happens.
That is a good point. Now, that's also no longer happening since, well, I guess in the last year. I'll put it that way. So because...
I'm aware of all of, yeah.
Yeah. So...
But I don't know. It's like, I haven't noticed like less immigrants or less, I don't know if they're immigrants, if they're not like coming here to live, they're just coming here to study, but I haven't seen a noticeable lack of like people from other countries at colleges.
Oh, it's down.
It's down big. Yeah.
Yeah. To the point that I think it was France, and then I think it was South Korea. France, and I think another country, actually it may have been the rest of the EU, decided that they were going to snatch up people who were originally trying to get into MIT, Harvard, wherever, just people who were like doing student visas, trying to get in there. And then because Trump is doing the Make America White Again shit, they were like, okay, well, hey, if you don't want to, or if you can't get in there, we'll take you. Like, come on, we can do the science shit here.
Yeah, I guess we're too short term to see any of the kind of real side effects of that. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say CNBC quotes that as of fall 2025, we saw a 17% drop in international student enrollment. That's a lot. 17%. Like that alone represents $1 billion in educational revenue. $1 billion. I mean, like, that's bad. And like, when we talk about education, colleges, we have some great fucking colleges. Dude, I live in Massachusetts. I live minutes away from Harvard and MIT. Okay? Like, and not a long drive from Yale and from Brown, and a lot of the great liberal arts schools up in Maine, like Bates and Bowdoin and Colby, and all the we have a lot of good schools here. And as you head out west, they have schools too. But I'm just kidding, you guys. No, like seriously, we have great colleges. It's true. A lot of international students do want to come here. But there are also great universities all around the world. You look at Oxford, you look at the Sorbonne. There's a lot of great universities all over the world. The University of Edinburgh is world renowned. But our public education, St. Andrews, but our public education compared to the rest of the world, and like, that's bad, man. So like, when we talk about American exceptionalism, like the idea that like we're good at things, or we're better than other people at things, we don't have a lot to hang our hat on. The military, like Nemo mentioned, we got that. We definitely pump out a good GDP.
Yes, sir.
Due to a lot of military stuff, and among other things. But like, so that kind of goes part and parcel. But we're behind everyone else in terms of quality of healthcare. We're behind everyone else in maternity birth rates. We're behind everyone else in life expectancy. We're behind everyone else in, like I mentioned.
Are we behind in life expectancy?
Yup.
Yeah.
That's really fucked up. Yeah. That's what happens when you like I mentioned before, everyone else being progressive, they all have universal health care, and they make sure that everyone gets health care, right? And that makes it real easy, right?
I'm looking at the life expectancy stuff, and we're behind a bunch of countries we should be behind. But I don't know. It doesn't look as bad as it is. It's a bunch of like tiny countries like Luxembourg and like French Polynesia.
If you take out the super tiny ones, because like you're gonna get island nations where
like Monaco and Hong Kong.
So if you take out the small ones, because yes, you're right that when it comes to I don't know, random tiny island nations, yes, there's going to be high life expectancy because they're outliers I guess it's like OECD. So the OECD nations, so that's going to be, I guess, developed high income nations. We're still behind. So
no, you're right.
Just a quick look. Okay, so U.S.
I don't know why I
brought
that up. That was
no, you're
not
fine.
a good point.
So it's a fair point because it was the first thing that I thought of. So U.S. life expectancy is 78.4 years. So we'll round that up to 79. The average for OECD nations is 81. And so let's see, ranking, the U.S. sits at 30th to 32nd among the 38 OECD members on life expectancy at birth. Okay.
Yeah, that is alarming and a cause for concern, definitely.
And I mean, you can also look at things like this is where it gets really shitty. I know, Erica. I've got so much enthusiasm for you, my friend. This is where it gets really shitty. I didn't even earlier when I was going on about progressive, I didn't even get into like government mandated vacation days and like quality of life and all of these different things that, like, when you look at other countries in Europe and shit and around the world, like, their quality of life is just better. Like, it is measurably better. It's not just like, oh, I think my life is better than yours, and like, no, like, you can actually demonstrate that, like, somebody who lives in France actually can, on the whole, have a better quality of life. They can eat better food, cheaper generally. They will live longer, probably. They have health care taken care of for the entirety of their lives. They can go to college basically for free, mostly for free. And not just in France, but they actually have a pick of a number of different EU nations that will honor that, and they'll allow them to go to a number of different EU schools, right? They'll get all of those different benefits, aside from the fact, of course, that they can travel in and throughout the EU, and they get shit like, basically, like, if you live in France, like, you know, you're looking at 6 weeks of vacation every year, basically, and I would say that doesn't even really touch August, because everyone knows that the month of August in France, like, fuck it, no one's doing anything in France in the month of August. So, like, just add that to your list, and like, but like, those people still, like, get shit done, and they have businesses and live their lives, and like, but that it's like a better quality of life. Have you ever had, like, I know you're young, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I'm just saying you're young, but like, you can ask anybody in this chat who's had any amount of jobs. No one is giving you 6 weeks of vacation. No one is giving you automatically 6 weeks or 6 months to 9 months of paid maternity leave. Getting health care through your job 100% paid is unheard of. You might get some health insurance, and it might be partially paid for by your company, but you're still paying out of pocket for it on some level, so you're not getting that. Like, these other countries, like,
no pension.
No, yeah, forget no pension, and as I mentioned earlier, they're getting taxed less, and they're taking it out on the rich, and they're paying their fair share, instead of America, where it's flipped backwards, and we're paying more and they're paying less. Like, why is Elon Musk paying an effective 8% tax rate when people like Nemo and I are paying 14%? That doesn't make any sense.
No, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and I'm genuine. This is a genuine question, and I'm just curious. My understanding of, like, the U.S. health system and the reason it's so expensive is because there are these medical schools that have, like, capped admittance, where it's not like, oh, you have to get above a certain score to get into the medical school. It's, we only accept, like, a certain amount of people, and that hasn't changed as our population grew. So that kind of led to, and that was kind of lobbied by doctors who, I mean, if there are less doctors and you're more in demand, you get paid more.
No.
And medical school is, like, a lot longer in the United States than it is. Is that not true?
There's no capped admittance at medical schools. That's not true. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
And medical school is roughly gonna be about the same, and like, unless you're trying to get your medical degree from, like, and there's no offense to anyone from here, but like Jamaica or something, or the Bahamas or something. Like I know that they have like some sketchy schools, but like, no, they want people to go to school and become doctors. The thing that's the difficult barrier is completing the schooling and then passing your going to residency, passing your boards, and doing all of that. Like, that's the barrier to entry, not people not letting them into medical school. Excuse me. Like, that's actually a lot more manageable than you might believe. The problem is finishing medical school, doing your residency, passing your boards, etc., etc. Like, that's
I've heard medical school is really easy. No, I'm making a joke. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean, I got a couple of friends who are doctors, and fuck that shit. Like, no, thank you. No, thank you. It's like, no, absolutely not. But that's like, no. I mean, like, our healthcare is expensive because we allow a for-profit motive to get in between us and the medical care that we need. And what other countries do is they don't allow a for-profit motive in between you and your doctor.
No, that is true.
But we, for some goddamn reason, we allow that. We allow someone who is trying to make a buck make decisions about your life. Like, what the fuck? Why do we do that? It's wrong. I had to get this is anecdotal, but it will perfectly encapsulate this to you. I own a business. I have a group health insurance plan that I picked out and I paid for. So I pay for my own health insurance because I am the head of the group health insurance plan, and I pay for several of my employees to be on the health insurance plan. I'm very happy to do so, and I know it's a rarity, but it's important for the business that I'm in that I provide this to them. Fine. But I needed a prescription from my doctor last year. And when I tell you that I never need regular prescription medicine, like, knock on wood, I've been very lucky. I've never had to be on any sort of like regular prescription medicine my entire life. I'm 42 this year. But I needed this one thing. And it's super fucking common too. Like, super fucking common medicine that was readily available. And my doctor said I needed it. And I never get prescriptions. And I have no claims on my insurance. And I'm on a group plan that I'm paying close to $70,000 a year for because we have a X number of people on it. They denied me. They said, no, you don't need this. And it was like, what?
No, that is not great.
I had to call them and basically, and I hated that I had to do this, but I basically had to pitch a fit and threaten that I was going to cancel my plan to get them to cover a single prescription medicine that my doctor said I needed, and it is the only prescription medicine I have ever been on my entire life for any period of time, outside of having the flu or having a surgery or something where I needed or whatever, an antiviral, whatever. Like, literally the only time my entire fucking life. And if I wasn't the head of my group health plan and I didn't have that little bit of leverage to hold over them, I just would have been shit out of luck. This is why we're in the position that we're in. And anyone who ever told you, we don't want universal health care because there will be unaliving panels and the government they'll tell you what to do and they'll be involved. No.
I don't believe in the
It's not that, man. It's the health insurance companies. Like, they're the ones that are doing this shit, you know? So I'm just saying.
How does that work from there? I think that's terrible, and I'm sorry you had to.
It's fine.
Just deal with that
Listen,
bullshit.
that is. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not. That is not a woe is me story, and and I want to.
Yeah, no,
I want to
do
be
feel bad.
totally clear. That is the tiniest tip of the iceberg. There are people that have to deal with terrible, terrible things. That is nothing compared to what so many people have to deal with. So don't be sorry about that. I'm just using it as a perfect
As an
prime
example,
example of like, why the fuck would you even say no? Like, it's nothing. But it's just like, oh, there's some actuarial table that's like, decline that because it will make us 4 cents and we need to do X number of those per year so we can make X number extra on our bottom line. You know, whatever. That's my point.
Mm-hmm. No, I think I was wrong about that, and yeah, no, I was either misinformed or ill-informed, and I didn't know. But do you? And I'm not. This isn't a gotcha or anything. I'm genuinely curious. Like, how much would it cost to like insure everyone give medical insurance to people in the United States, like cover medical costs?
So there have been a few different approaches to this. And I'm sure you've heard the name Bernie Sanders. You can look up his proposed bill on it, which that he put one out in 2020 when he was running for president. And basically the way that his plan worked was everything's fully covered, so that any type of normal health thing is fully covered. The only things that are not covered are like elective things like plastic surgery. But any type of health related thing is covered. That also includes dental and vision, which right now, not a thing in the US. We just consider eyes and teeth to be
different things.
Like we treat them like cosmetic. Literally, we treat them as cosmetic, which is insane because it's your eyeballs and the bones in your mouth. But we treat them as, oh, well, you know, those are extra. You know, those are just kind of there.
No, definitely.
Anyway, so all that's fully covered. And I think, so the way that his plan worked was 4% tax on everyone. And then I think that companies had maybe an additional 4% tax put on there. And that's, if you have a company, anyone that owns a company that gets to a level where you offer like insurance, they already pay something to that effect. So that, and then I think that if you were past like a certain income threshold, you may pay like an additional 1%. But ultimately it was like about 4% for your average person. That gives you full coverage, all hunky-dory, right? The different studies have been done on the cost of what is ultimately Medicare for all. That's the way that you can describe it as Medicare for all or socialized medicine in this country. The projected cost is about 30 over 10 years it's 30 trillion because budgets are done in 10-year increments. So 30 trillion, so about 3 trillion a year, right? That sounds like a shit ton of money, and it is a shit ton of money. But take a guess how much it currently is in the US. How much do you think we pay right now, all of us right now, collectively as American citizens? How much do you think that we as America pay for healthcare in this country right now? And just do annually.
Annually, I'd say maybe. I'm just gonna assume you're right here, and I'm gonna say like 5 trillion.
You're close. It's about 4. Yeah. So it's like 4. It's on the upper end of 4. So a little bit over 4. So what that means is we would save money in Medicare for all. What that means is that the amount of money that we are currently, each of us, putting towards healthcare would now, instead of going to Cigna or Aetna or Blue Cross Blue Shield, whatever Jim Bob's insurance company, instead of that, it goes to the government in the form of a tax, right? And it's just Medicare, right? What it does not mean is that your doctor is now a government employee. It doesn't mean that, oh, hey, your nurse is now working for the health department or something. No, it doesn't mean that. None of that changes because Medicare for all, socialized medicine, or universal health care, these terms, they kind of all mean the same thing. It's specifically the insurance part. The insurance is the part that gets socialized, that gets put towards or taken over by the government. It's the insurance. It's the card in your wallet. It's not the doctor's office. It's just the billing side, right? That's important because a lot of people, one of the first things that they'll say is, well, I don't want healthcare to be like the VA because the VA is government run healthcare and the VA is terrible, which, I mean, that depends on where you're at because sometimes the VA is fucking balling for some people. Like, it really depends on which VA you are at. You can ask veterans, sometimes they luck out and they have an amazing VA. But also, like my dad, terrible VA. So a lot of people will say, oh no, I don't want government run healthcare because the VA is different, because the VA is government run. The people that work at the VA, they are government employees. Doctors, nurses, they're government employees, okay? That's different. They are intentionally limited because we want to save money and Republicans hate helping people. So that the VA is a different beast. But when we're talking about insurance, that's a totally different. That's just, again, card in wallet, your doctor's office, your hospital, your urgent care, whatever. None of that changes. Just the card in the wallet. Instead of it saying Blue Cross Blue Shield, it now says Medicare, Eagle, Patriot, whatever. Cool. So we would end up saving money.
How would that
under
work,
Bernie's
like-
plan, I think that the average American saved like $1,600 a year. I think was the projected, something like that. Now, are there edge cases where somebody would end up, I guess, paying more money? Sure, but there's always going to be edge cases, right? Collected, like overall, your average person is going to end up saving money, and the overall quality of life is going to improve dramatically. Because people aren't going to be putting shit off because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
Well, and Nemo, we should also mention the fact that 60% of all bankruptcies in this country, Jonathan, or Joseph, excuse me, I apologize. It's late.
No, you're good, man.
60% of all bankruptcies, Joseph, in this country are related to medical debt.
Medically related.
Could you
I did not know
imagine how, like, what that would do for our economy? So everyone is now has an extra $1,600 on average in their pocket, and we are cutting down the number of bankruptcies. Like, even if we didn't get it all the way down from 60%, what if we got it down 40%?
Yeah, getting it down any amount.
Like,
good.
That would be amazing for our economy. Like, all of these different things, when you really think about it, you're like, what's the problem again?
Also, Hangry Panda brought up an important point. If we went to Medicare for all, there would be no reason for the VA.
That is true.
So the VA, you could take that money and put it towards universal or towards Medicare for all, or we could just use that for something else, right? For other veteran benefits. Because I don't know how much money we spend on the VA, but like, hey, instead of paying doctors on the VA, now we're housing people. like we're housing vets. Because
Yeah.
one thing that we all that we always hear is, well, you know, there are veterans on the street who don't have access to healthcare or don't have access to like food or shelter. Yeah, that is the American experience, and it's a fucking tragedy, right? Medicare for all is literally saying, hey, let's get everybody, including veterans, healthcare. Yeah. So like it's not VA healthcare, right? It's not this intentionally limited form. It is, don't worry about it. Go to the doctor's office, get whatever you need to get fixed. Don't worry about the billing. Don't worry about, you know, having to fill out 25 different forms, and it has to be in network, and it has to be this doctor, and it has to be this medication, but only generic, and it has to be this amount, and it has to be all that shit. I have heard that so many times over the years when it comes to my dad, where he's gone to the VA and it's been some stupid ass thing. Because it's not like the healthcare staff at the VA are evil. It's not like they want it that way.
Yeah.
Ask any doctor, any medical professional, because I've been paying attention to the chat. There's at least 2 that are in the chat right now. Any medical professional, they will say they want people to get health care. They like this whole thing of, oh, well, I want to maximize my profits. No, because ultimately, the insurance side of things, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They want their patients to be healthy. They want to help people.
Yeah,
rightfully
they're not like
so.
evil doctors. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think. Yeah.
So I mean, like the argument that, oh, well, hey, let's get veterans healthcare. Agreed. Medicare for all.
Mm-hmm. I really personally, I just kind of want to say I appreciate you guys a lot, and you guys have been really nice and just generous and not like attacking me, and just we're having a very great conversation. So I really appreciate you guys, and I feel like you've kind of changed my mind on some, if not a lot of things. So firstly, I want to thank you on that. And kind of the only other hang up I have on this universal healthcare thing is like, where is this money going? Like, are we gonna, if we are to like implement this, like, are people gonna lose their jobs? And I saw in the chat like people talking about like these like the CEOs of like healthcare companies getting paid like millions of dollars, and that kind of, I mean, it bothers me, but it doesn't, like, in the grand scope of like $4 trillion, like an employee getting, or like a CEO getting $40 million isn't really on the scale. I don't want people to like the dude whose job it is to like
we get
deny
it.
your
You
insurance.
don't want I get it. You don't want a bunch of these middlemen. You don't want a bunch of people to lose their jobs in the insurance agency, right? In the insurance industry, excuse me.
I'm just saying, what I really don't want is like another recession.
Okay. This is the truth about that. Some people are going to lose their jobs because this is the cost of progress, right? You wouldn't say, oh, well, we never should have gotten the telegraph because that put the Pony Express riders out of work, right? And then you would never say, well, we never should have invented the radio because then that put all of the telegraph operators out of work in America. And then, you know, like, oh, well, we never should have invented cell phones or moved to a digitally based phone interchange because that eliminated every operator's job, every phone operator's job in America. Unfortunately, the cost of progress is sometimes a little messy. However, in this particular case, we could probably mitigate a lot of those job losses because guess what we're going to need? We're going to need people who understand how to administer the medical process and the medical administration would be the best way to say it. Clerical side, thank you. Yes, we're going to need those people. We're going to need people who understand the structure of those things and people who are are already maybe dialed in with healthcare networks and whatnot. And boy, I bet that the federal government is going to need a lot of those folks in every state, right?
Yeah.
There's probably
No,
going to be a
I-
lot of overlap
you're right.
there.
And
You're right.
also, anyone that's not captured by that overlap, it's not like you flip a switch and this happens overnight. So, I mean, obviously, this depends on which implementation you want to go with. But Bernie's plan, for example, it was not a flip a switch, boom, okay, now we're here, because that's not tenable, because it's too chaotic. It would cause too much chaos all at once. So there was a transition period. So right now in the U.S., I think Medicare is 65, right? Okay. So right now in the U.S., 65 is when you become eligible for full Medicare or whatever. Under Bernie's plan, as far as Medicare for All is concerned, there's a 4-year transition period. So, boom, we pass it. Woohoo, awesome. Okay, tax kicks in. Sweet. So that first year, instead of 65, the age is now 55. Okay? So it lowers there. Also, at the bottom end of the spectrum, so we're talking about kids, I think that it ticks up from 0 to, I think, 10. All right? So there's 2 sides to this, right? So it goes 55, then the next year is 45. And then also, again, from the bottom side, I think it's from 10 to like 15 or something. And then the year after that, it goes from 45 to, I guess, 35. And then, again, from the bottom, it ticks up again.
Yeah.
And then by the 4th year, everybody is covered.
Yeah, like works its way in, like into the middle, basically, like top bottom sort of a deal.
Yeah. So like it's going that way allows an on ramp, right? So it allows an on ramp for obviously getting that funding up and running. So you do need to have that money kind of churning around as people are getting transitioned onto Medicare. Also, it prevents the thing that a lot of people talk about where, well, if you had Medicare for all, then people would just go to the doctor for stupid shit. And there would be a ton of people that would just go to the doctor for a sore throat because it doesn't cost anything. And I mean, I guess if you flipped a switch overnight, would people do that? I mean, maybe, I guess. I mean, but in this case, that doesn't happen. In this case, it's a ramp up, and people are not gonna. They're not gonna do that, honestly. Like I mean, I don't think that people like going to the doctor, even when it doesn't cost them anything. I know I sure as hell didn't when I lived in the UK when it was completely free for me. I still didn't like going to the doctor. Because it's just a thing that you have to do, right? It's just like, okay, but that's like a day I got to plan around. So I don't think that people are going to go to their local doctor's office for shits and giggles because they have a sore throat or whatever. Are there going to be hypochondriacs that start going to the doctor? Sure, I guess, whatever, whoop-de-doo. But your average person is not going to, I guess, take advantage in the way that people make it out. It's just silly.
Yeah.
And I guess it's kind of like COVID, like the PPP loans, where it's like, even if people kind of abuse it, like the small percentage that will abuse it, like that cost, like that like whatever the cost of that, like the overall benefit that it provides probably will outweigh that cost. Like I'd be, like if we lose like a few $1 billion on just some idiots who just spam going to the doctor. Like
it just won't. Honestly, it just won't even happen. Like some waste or some fraud or whatever. Like whatever you want to say. The estimates on the amount of money that we will save per year run total, like depending on which study you look at, they run somewhere between $200 billion to $600 billion. So take your pick. $200 billion on the low end, $600 billion on the high end. That's how much America saves on healthcare costs per year. And like god damn, that's a lot of money. Also, one thing that Nemo has actually pointed out before that I will steal from him and point out now, which is a bunch of the jobs that we would be talking about are transferable to other industries. Your accountants, your IT people, your administrative assistants or whatever, office managers, different, like, you can go move to another industry. You can do that as well. So we really could absorb this pretty well. I mean, like, it would be a change. It would be a thing, but it would be staged over a number of years, like Nemo said, and we could have a really good handle on this if any of our politicians ever grew the cojones and moved forward and brought us into, 30 years ago where everyone else is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I know, like, I guess used to work in IT. And at one point I worked for a company that exclusively supported doctors' offices. And I'm an IT guy. It's not like I wasn't an employee of that doctor's office or whatever. The point is that every industry needs an IT guy or an accountant or a whatever type of. There's all these different skill sets
Someone
that go
answer the
into.
phones.
Yeah. So, like, you're like an insurance company or a health insurance company is like every other company, right? What does that entail? Somebody answering the phone, somebody doing the IT side, as far as computers, somebody doing HVAC in the building, somebody doing managerial shit with teams, somebody, all sorts of shit. Okay, well, if it's a company, I mean, try to like abstract the niche stuff. A lot of this is transferable. When it comes to health insurance, okay, how different is health insurance, like a health insurance company, from let's say, an auto insurance company? So obviously there are differences. I'm ignorant on all of the nuances. I'm sure that there are differences, but are the functions different enough that person could not do a lateral shift? Something tells me no, and also when you do it over 4 years, it's like if you get 4 years of like a notice of, hey, your job might potentially be going away in 4 years. Okay, you could probably plan around that.
Yeah.
I mean, most people have to figure that shit out in negative 5 minutes in America because they don't get notified that they're about to get laid off, right? So we already have to do this, and we get way less notice. So I feel like the idea that we couldn't manage it, or there would be too many people that would lose jobs. I don't know how many people would lose jobs. I don't think it would be that many. Also, I could see like a basically you could throw in some type of transitionary thing where the government will ensure a year of employment in the same thing, whatever it is. Like, you still get to work in your current job doing whatever, but now it's for the government for a year, so that then it becomes 5 years. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Or you could like apply before that, whatever the fuck it is. I think that makes sense. But Medicare for all, is one of those topics that makes so much sense that when people argue against it, they sound crazy. We've had people on here before. And I'm not saying that you sound crazy because you're just asking questions.
No offense taken.
But we've had people on here who are aware of the things that the arguments that we've presented. They hear those, they already are aware of them, and then they try to present counter arguments, and they just sound they sound like they don't understand, or two, they sound like a fucking Bond villain. It's just crazy. Like, wait, no, you want people to go into bankruptcy over health insurance?
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, I think that it's either the number one or number two most frequent cause for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
In the U.S., which is crazy. It's like, dude, this is healthcare. Like, I mean, this is what's referred to as an inelastic good. If you want to do that,
I'm aware. Yeah.
Like, how much are you willing to pay for your life?
You'll pay whatever, and
Exactly.
it just ruin people. No, that is terrible.
Look, friend. This is what I would say. Obviously, Nemo and I are very we're passionate about this one. This is something we both very much champion. We both very much like. But I'll tell you this. I don't like American exceptionalism. You know, when I say that, you know what I mean when I say that term, right?
Yeah.
I don't like it. Because I don't like the rah-rah America thing, because I don't think we deserve a lot of it these days. I like to give credit where credit is due. I do. But you know what? I like to give credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoy being patriotic. I enjoy being able to say good things about our country. And right now, I don't feel a lot of good things about our country. But it doesn't mean that I don't want that. And what I'll tell you is this: I do believe in American exceptionalism. That the country that put a man on the moon in 10 years, that the country that built the interstate system, the country that ramped up and stamped out fascism in 4 years, okay? This country has done a lot of bad things and has had a lot of problems, but this country, when it sets its mind to something collectively, it fucking kicks ass. And it does so, I will say this, it does so better than most other countries in the world. When it is like, this is what we're going to do, we're doing this, fuckers, get in, we're going. Like, that's, right? I mean,
yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
If we did that with this, we
this
could
would be really-
we could
this
do
would
it.
be
We
right.
could do it really well. We can do it just as well as anybody else. Maybe we could do it better.
If not, yeah.
Maybe we could, because we're the United States of America. We've done some pretty fucking amazing shit. We sent 3 guys to the moon and got them back safely on a computer that had 2,600 kilobytes of memory.
Yeah.
Okay? And like, what the fuck? So if we can do that, I'm pretty sure that we could figure out a way to slide over to a system where instead of using private health insurance, we use the national health insurance system and everyone was able to get care. That is where I want American exceptionalism to shine. Let's show the rest of the world that we can do amazing shit like that again. I would be nice. I would like to do that.
I think that's great, and I think, I mean, you guys have, I really appreciate you guys, because I don't know, the people in person in my life who I've talked to about this kind of stuff seem like really I don't want to generalize, but I've been met with a lot more aggression in those people than like you guys, and I just appreciate it. I really do, because I feel like I've never really been able to have like a genuine conversation with like people without them like just getting exasperated and leaving, even just like asking questions. So I appreciate you guys.
I will say, and this is something that we're gonna see more. I've seen this topic come up more and more in recent weeks. So if you're asking, like, and this isn't you specifically, but like just broadly, if you're asking questions, if you're genuinely curious about something, then yeah, people should be getting pissed whenever like if you ask a genuine question about something, if you are genuinely unaware of whatever. And it is, I mean, for people that are aware of whatever it is. So if you know something and then somebody asks you a genuine question, it is kind of incumbent upon you to have the patience to be like, okay, well, maybe they're not phrasing the question correctly or whatever, right?
Yeah, no,
now,
definitely.
Are there plenty of Trump supporters who are doing it disingenuously, who are doing it because they're trying to set up an argument or whatever?
There are a lot of people who it's just like leading questions. That's like, oh,
exactly.
actually.
Yeah. So that absolutely happens. I mean, especially on TikTok in this format, it absolutely happens. And so I think that some people are quick to go to aggression, and there are reasons for that. But I do think that it a lot of the time it is better to just be patient if you can somehow manage it. It because you're gonna catch more flies with honey, essentially, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
But also, I will say that if you believe something, like your principles or your morals on whatever political, if you truly believe something, then someone can be the biggest jackass, the rudest, most evil piece of shit to you, right? They could just be evil, and you're still gonna believe it, right? I can tell you, I am a leftist. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
I have been crucified on a lie.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying doesn't happen the other way either. No, it definitely does. Like, I think people on the right are very aggressive.
Well, I mean, so what I mean is, I'm a leftist. I have been crucified by other leftists, not by like right-wing people. I'm not even complaining about right-wing people. That's whatever. I'm saying I have been on a live with people who, in theory, agree with me.
Yeah.
And I have been excoriated by 6 or 7 other people on a panel all at once because I believe in electoralism or something. Like, I believe one specific thing, and I have been dogpiled for it. And at the end of that, because like I remember the last time that was it's been a while, but I think that was an hour of me going through that. Even at the end of that, I never questioned whether or not I was a leftist. I never questioned whether or not I believed the things that I believed. I never, like, at the end of that, thought, well, fuck this, I'm going to go vote for Trump. No, hell no, thank you. All that experience is, wow, okay, these people are annoying and like, I have, frustrations with people on the left for certain reasons. I mean, certain attitudes within the left, but it didn't change what I believed, right? I still wanted people to get access to healthcare. I still wanted people to have universal access to healthcare, to shelter, to food, to education, to water, to electricity, to the internet. I still wanted these things. I still wanted people to have greater control over their destinies when it comes to their employer and the power dynamic at their job. I still wanted the rich to pay more and for the average person to pay less in taxes. I still believed all of these things that I believed prior to that. They did not change my belief on that. I think that, unfortunately, some people want that there's an aspect of, okay, but are they being nice when they're telling me about this? And that, to me, it should not matter if somebody is being nice. And I'm not saying you're saying this. It should not matter if someone is being nice to you as to whether or not you agree with what they're saying. Because, I mean, I could be really nice and be pitching puppy pelts as a wonderful like thing to wear as a hat, and it's like, just because it's nice do you think that means that isn't evil? Like,
No, you're right.
Ultimately, I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to politics, they're like, okay, yeah, but people on the left are assholes and they call you racist for little things, and they say that you're sexist and racist and misogynist and you're ignorant and you're evil capitalist and blah blah blah. Yeah, no, that happens a lot. That does happen a lot on the left, and that right there, that's unfortunately some of that is down to some of that is down to messaging and salesmanship and whatnot, and a lot of that is just hey, yeah, that happens, but that also shouldn't change what it is that is I guess guiding you to the left, which is, why are you asking the question in the first place? You're asking the question because you believe it. Because, like, you yourself said that, okay, yeah, like, I want people to have access to healthcare. I want people to get healthcare. I want that.
Yeah.
That is the principle, right? And how we get there, okay, that is worthy of being discussed. But ultimately, like, your motivation, that's the underlying principle or the underlying moral side. And that doesn't change because somebody's being good or somebody's being nice or somebody's being mean, right? That doesn't change. And that is something that I feel like a lot of people need to remind themselves. That, like, the reason that you're asking that question, that is proof that you want to be on the left. And I feel like people sometimes get hung up on labels and shit. Dude, just I can tell that you're asking these questions because you understand that the right wing is not about to they're not trying to help people. The difference between the two, at least inside the US, is that there's a kind of like a saying where the left will feed 100 people who don't need, or will feed 99 people who don't need it, if it meant that one person won't starve.
Yeah.
Whereas someone on the right will starve 99 people if it means that one didn't, or was I guess going to take advantage. That's the difference. And I mean, like, if it's the whole saving money thing, like, it's ridiculous. Like, the amount of money that we waste on all this shit, is it really that big of a savings? Is it really that important? And I feel like ultimately the difference between the left and the right is that the left wants to help people because they understand that at the end of the day, when people are helped, that they help others, and it makes things better. It makes society better when people are helped. Just at a basic
that was the argument
level,
with, like,
Good.
With like the health insurance stuff, where it's like if there's like one dude who just spams going to the doctor like every day, if it helps like 99 people, like it's worth that. Like it's
Yeah.
worth serving like one idiot. And same thing with like PPP, which I mean, I don't want to get into that. But no,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with what you guys are saying. And I really appreciate it. And it is a lot about like, it's a very human problem where it's like, if someone annoying likes the thing I like, it makes me like that thing less. And I think you're right. It's a lot about it is just being like true to yourself. And it's like you're letting, I don't know, you should hold true to like the things you believe and not let these kind of external forces like on either side kind of dictate that.
Exactly.
And I think that is something I need to incorporate more. I think a lot of I don't want to speak for a lot of people, but like definitely personally, like I don't know, I've always got room to grow, and just like being able to stand on the things I believe, I think is something that is valuable, and I can work on it more.
Yeah. I mean, asking questions, being unafraid to ask questions is something that most people have not mastered. Like, I'm 32. There are people that are twice my age that do not, they can't even admit when they're wrong. And I mean, does it suck whenever you're wrong? Yeah. Like after the election, for example, because I thought that Kamala was going to win. After the election, there were a lot of red hats who came onto lives and they were like, "Hey Nemo, you said that Kamala was going to win. How do you feel now?" I'm like, well, I mean, hey, it sucks, but I was wrong. And then that was it. Like, I just moved on, you know? Like, I didn't have to sit here and, you know, go to fucking therapy, you know, like, I didn't have to, it was, I was able to let go of that. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to admit when they're wrong. And it's because of pride and like the ego and all that stuff. I get it. That is something that you're supposed to fix as you grow up, right? That's part of growing up is learning that, you know, whenever a kid doesn't want to admit that they lost or that they're wrong or something, it's part of growing up is learning to, okay, yeah, you're gonna have to accept that. You're gonna have to accept that sometimes you lose, right? The same thing is true when it comes to that. A lot of people also, this is part of it, don't want to ask questions because they think that because not knowing something is kind of like an extension of I'm wrong. And they're afraid to ask questions. And they're afraid to be like, okay, look, explain that to me because I don't know what you're talking about, or I don't fully understand this. And if you're able to, if you don't have that hang up, then you're going to be way better off. Which, I mean, in your case, you're asking genuine questions. So it's clear you don't have that hang up. Being willing to say, I don't know, tell me. That is something that so many grown-ass adults don't have. And it helps so much to just be able to say that and your pride be damned, because by the end of that conversation, you're probably going to know whatever the fuck it is that you didn't know at the start of that conversation. And then you don't have to worry about that anymore. Then you don't have to be like, I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit here and pretend like you know something and then have some broken ass understanding of it. And then be like, and then if somebody calls you out on whatever it is, get even more embarrassed because you didn't understand something, right?
Yeah,
So,
no, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, in your case, it's clear that you're asking questions. That is really good, and you're open to new things, to listening, to learning. That is hold on to that. Hold on to that.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
do
man.
my best.
All right. Well, Joseph, I really appreciate you coming up. And I feel like maybe we should try to move on see if we maybe get one more conversation in before I've got to wrap up. But
Can I clear up one thing really quickly?
Sure.
One
man, what's
person
up?
in my chat said I was in other lives, like being more argumentative. This is the first live I've ever joined on TikTok. Okay, that's it. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing.
No worries, man.
Have a great rest of your day.
I hope you have a good one.
God bless you.
And you have a good night, man. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay. Sure. I appreciate you. Joseph, that was an hour and a half. Real quick, thank you to Alec. Alec for the $10 on the Blue app. AI is already taking those jobs. I think he was talking about the insurance jobs. I mean, yeah, probably a lot of those jobs are going to go the way of AI. There's a lot of that. That's going to be, agreed. And then thank you to, I hope I'm saying your name right, and I apologize if I'm not. Thank you for the Blue app also. Psycat, I apologize, and I'm butchering your name. I really am. But thank you so much. It says, thanks for doing what you do. Have you seen this, by the way? And you sent a Substack article. I will check it out. I'm not sure what it is, but I'll check it out when we're done. Thank you very much for sharing, friend. Appreciate all of you fine folks, your support. And I don't know if we've got any. See if we got any other Trump supporters in here to talk to. We do have one of our mods. Oh, was that an oops, Mr. Chandler Bing Bong? That's fine. Oops is okay. That's okay. We love you anyways. It's okay. Tapping mistakes are always allowed. Thank you guys for getting us up to nearly 250,000 likes. Maybe we can hit this thing up to 300,000 before we wrap up. This was a complete and utter surprise. Yeah, complete and utter surprise. Just kind of last minute, having a little bit of fun. Popped on. Why not? I am still planning on tomorrow. So tomorrow after the game, gonna plan to see you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating a Patriots win. If not, well, I don't know. Yeah. Thank you to Redacted on the Blue app. It said, if it hasn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd have been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Thank you, Redacted. That was a dramatic reading. Thank you. Appreciate you. I am not wrong. I literally live right here in the Boston area, so no. Also, I'm from New England. I'm absolutely rooting for the Patriots and have my entire life. So, yeah, no. Abso-fucking-lutely not. I understand that the rest of you guys can hate New England, and that's fine. It's acceptable. I get it. There's a lot of winning. A lot of envy. I understood. I get it. It's fine. I feel you. Feel your pain. I understood. Guys, every NFL owner is a rich asshole who is just fine with Republican shit, okay? I understand. It's fine. We're not gonna go down the road of which NFL owners are cool or not. All right, guys, please, come on. At the very least, even for all the other shit with Kraft, he actually does do a lot of good here in the community, and also donates to a number of left causes and shit. Like he donates to Planned Parenthood and different shit. Like whatever. But yeah, the Trump shit is fucked up and weird, and I don't like it. And yeah, fuck him for that. I still like to watch the Patriots. Sue me. Panda, Eric did not come back on Friday. Eric did not come back on Friday. I know everyone is so shocked that Eric didn't come back. Shocked. Absolutely shocked. I know, right? Absolutely crazy. I know you guys are all you're all in disbelief. I know everyone was expecting yesterday that Eric was going to come back with a whole bunch of evidence and prove me wrong, and it was going to be a whole debacle for me. I know you were all expecting it, but shocker, he did not.
Yeah. So are you excited for the historic People's Choice for a Super Bowl halftime show?
Can I tell you, I am so mad. I am so mad that I should have made it a topic. I'm so mad that no one came up to complain about or said anything about Bad Bunny. I had one guest earlier before you joined up that I bet if I had let her stay up, she probably would have mentioned it because she definitely seemed like the type of person who was going to get around to being racist. Her name was Sweet Pea. Definitely seemed like she was going to be racist at some point in time. But neither here nor there. Anyways.
I know that name.
Okay.
And I think... Yeah, okay.
It was quite the conversation. But I'm so mad because I had a whole fucking thing planned. I had a whole fucking thing planned because I was like, oh man, have I got the perfect fucking gotcha? Because I got the I was like, I just want to, I just want to be clear. I was like, so you don't like Bad Bunny because of when they translate his lyrics into English, you don't like the content. It's a little too sexual for you, right? And of course they won't. They'll be like, yeah, because I was gonna hit him with the on my cell phone. I'm pagey. Can't call me, just page me. Young ladies, I like them underage. See, some say that's statutory, but I say it's mandatory. My story ain't that complex. 240s and a Rolex. And of course, get them to say how disgusted they were by that and how awful Bad Bunny is, and probably just let them rant on it, give them a full minute to do that, and then let them know that that's actually Kid Rock lyrics. Yeah, that's Kid Rock, guys. Yeah. So.
Yes, that is a Kid Rock song. The name of the song is Cool Daddy Cool. It is a real song. Those are the real lyrics. Yep. And with that in mind, Kid Rock is going to be headlining the All-American halftime show brought to you by Turning Point USA and newly single Erica Kirk. The merch sales are going to be great, y'all. A lot of pyrotechnics, I'm sure. But yeah. Also, apparently, Brantley Gilbert is going to be part of the All-American halftime show. And because I was looking it up, Brantley Gilbert speaks out on involvement in Turning Point USA halftime show. I'm not playing this to be divisive. Fuck off, Brantley Gilbert.
Oh no, I was gonna say, haven't some people bowed out? No, but that was something else. There's something it was like Kid Rock's country festival or something like that. I forget what it was. It was yeah, there was something else. I had to look it up, but there was a couple of bands. Summer tour, thank you. Yeah, the summer tour. There's a couple of bands now that are already like, actually, thanks, but no thanks. Back. Yeah, no. Yeah. It's gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to hate watch it. There's just no way around it. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. Oh. Nemo, what the hell? I was like, Ty, like I didn't even notice you were like, I'm out of the app. I didn't even realize. What the heck? Fucking TikTok, man.
Yeah, they are very sensitive.
God. I can hate. You said you can hate watch it for all of us, Matt. I'm not watching that garbage. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a dumpster fire. For sure. Like there's really no way around this being an absolute fucking dumpster fire. Like I don't see it going any other way. This is AI. This is but it's Nick Muller. I know you guys know Nick Muller because Nick Muller does lots of the great animations, the Trump animations. I'm going to show this to you guys real quick because I think this video is great. And again, this is Nick Muller, Muller. Big fan of his work on the TikToks.
Halftime show is going to be fucking badass. Look at how white this thing is. It's so pure, so clean, so goddamn white. It's a blizzard in a snowstorm in an Ivy League frat. And we're going to piss so many people off, all they're going to do is talk about it. Polarization, that's what we're fucking after. We're manipulating you fat fucks. You'll be so damn angry about one of them brown people singing a song, you'll forget all about Donnie's trail of little victims and all those people ICE is killing. We're Turning Point USA, and we make sure you're thinking with your emotions and not your reason. Turning Point USA. We're loving all those emojis. The Turning Point half.
Is the layout different for you?
What's that?
The live layout. Is it different for you?
It has not changed, no. I don't know, is it different? Is it different for you guys down in the chat?
For me, I have a 9-box thing.
On my second device, I'm not seeing that.
Let me drop it and come back. I wonder if it's that.
Weird.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, John. Hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
No, I didn't vote at all.
Are you a Trump supporter?
I don't trust anybody. Okay,
okay.
can I show you something in the Epstein files, please? It's important. No one's.
No, thanks. I'm not interested. But thank you, anyways.
I don't trust anybody.
No, John. No, thanks. Also, I'm kind of tired. I didn't expect to be on tonight, and wow, it's 3:15 in the morning. I didn't realize that. All right. Yes, I agree, Kathleen. That's yeah. So, yeah. Yeah.
Real quick. James, thank you for the blue app. You said shit. Okay. Well, I'm not even gonna read any of that now. Okay. My bad, yo. Thank you for the blue app though. Appreciate it.
I like the I like the direction that we turned in there. That was great. Fan fucking tastic. Thank you guys for joining up. Like I said, I literally just sat down. I wasn't sure even if we get any guests or how long we'd go or anything like that. So just figured we could hop on. I will be on tomorrow night after the game. So tomorrow night after the game, I'll see you guys here. I'll let Nemo know around about what time we should plan to get started. It'll depend on when the game ends, and then when I get home, because I am going to be at someone else's house watching the game. So, but probably 10:30, 11-ish. I would imagine somewhere around there. So keep an eye out. Game's at 6 Eastern time. So I'm talking Eastern time, probably around 10:30 ish. Shabby Cottage, that is Nick Muller, Muller. He is the one with the British voice who narrates the funny cartoons, like funny AR cartoons, and he just absolutely rips into Trump, but they're funny but informative. I cannot recommend him enough as a follow. His videos are fantastic. So, strongly recommend Nick Muller as a follow. Nick, Nick, and Muller, Muller. Guys, if you haven't dropped a follow, I would appreciate it if you follow me here on the TikTok and main account, backup account. This is Nemo's backup account, but make sure that you're following his main account if you didn't already earlier, or if you're not already. Make sure that you're with us on the tube. We're on the tube. Politics with Matt, and then Nemo's @ is the same. It's right there in the description if you're on the tube. So easy to click on right down there as well. So you can drop him a follow, and yeah. So we appreciate you guys doing that. Thank you very much for your support. Tomorrow night after the game. And I don't know. It was 3:15 on a Saturday. I don't know who's on. Is anyone on? Should we? Anybody? I don't know. What do you think?
Looks like Peaches is on. Sweet Peaches.
Do it. Let's get that is just fine. Will you want to drop the @ will you drop the @ in the chat? I can't pull it up on my secondary.
Yeah. Give me 1 second to see if I can get the thing.
Here, let me see. Am I not following on the secondary? That's weird. Come on.
Okay. Here we go.
Rockin'.
Yep.
There it is.
So it is Sweet Peaches 02. Note the spelling. But I'm pretty sure if you just type in Sweet Peaches, you'll see it.
Yeah. Also, Liv is in there, and who knows? Maybe if Nemo's not tired, maybe you'll see Nemo. Who knows? So, guys. Also, one last thing: if you're not already in the Discord, please join up on the Discord. Neo's got a link in his bio, and I've got a link in my bio. Join up. The live chat's fun, and it's also a great way to know when people go live. And so if you wanna catch him, if you're not like in the TikTok app or different things like that, great way to get notifications. All right, friends. Tomorrow night after the game, go Patriots. If you're not rooting